Okay, boom. Section 10, episode 566, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It's the home of your 55 and 49 third place Boston Red Sox, brewed by Blue Moon.
Suck one. What the hell, man?
What?
We're okay booming after that? Extra innings.
They lost the series.
Have we agreed on that that's what okay boom is? A lost series?
Okay boom is a feeling. I mean, exciting game, but you fought for your lives to not get swept. I mean, I feel like that's fair. Coley?
I mean, I couldn't be lower on the fellas, so yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I feel like I'm okay booming tonight.
I thought we were doing the intro. All right.
No. So I mean they
hold a playoff spot. It's not as bad as it seems, but the fact that they've looked like dog water against two real contenders is alarming.
Yeah.
So, against two really good teams. Yeah.
And you face some ridiculous pitching.
Here's the thought that I had before we came on tonight, and I want to see if you guys align with my thinking here. So coming out of the break, everyone looked at it as a 9-game stretch against 3 first place teams in the National League. I am just trying to get out of the road trip. I think the vibes once they go back to Fenway, I mean, obviously the Dodgers are a very good team, but they're reeling right now. Sure, first place, they're still very good. They're not the team that we thought that they would be at the beginning of the year. Like they're not the best team in baseball. But I was just trying to get out of this 6-game stretch alive, and they still hold the playoff spot. They didn't look good. I mean, I'm not going to give them credit for still being alive. I mean, they won 2 games. They were able to not get swept. Like I can't give out, pats on the back for not getting swept. It's something, there's something to be said about the fact that they were, playing first place teams on the road, facing getting swept in both series and didn't happen. Coley?
The Phillies were also like 21-20 over their last 41 games or something. Like the Phillies had not been playing good baseball. Their offense specifically had not been what you think of the Phillies the last few years. So I can't even be like, oh, look at this dominant Phillies team. No, they got right against us. That makes it worse.
Yeah, it's not good. And that's why OK boomed it. I think OK boom is fair under these circumstances. I mean, very excited. Not even like, here's the thing. I don't even know that I could call tonight a very exciting game. I think it was like just fucking survive, like you had the Grand Slam, which was awesome. That was to kind of battle back after, Lucas Giolito goes out there and gives up 4 bombs, and the Grand Slam gave you life. And it's a 1-run lead. I don't think that any of us sitting here watching the game tonight thought that that the 1-run lead at that point in the game was going to hold. Obviously, you needed more runs than that. They inevitably did need more runs than that. You had Chapman giving up the game-tying home run, but then TS10 with the RBI double late, and obviously the Carlos Narvaez home run to win it. But then you still kind of gave up a run in the bottom half. You needed all the runs that you scored tonight. So yeah, like it's nice to win one. I don't know that I can throw out the word exciting for that game. Like we were doing the stream tied in the 8th, and I wasn't excited. I mean, the home run was absolutely exciting. Like the home run was like, fuck yeah. But like no one was sitting there being like, they just iced it. Like that's the game. Like it was still like, all right, like can we still get the fucking win now?
Meyer left with an injury. Giolito had his second dog shit start in a row. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not super down. I'm just not as down as you guys are after that. More because
I'm not down. I'm just like, get me the fuck off this road trip.
No, yeah, I wanted nothing to do with it. Honestly, going into the Phillies series, regardless of how they were playing, and I'm really just doing the eye test here, it seems like every game they play at the bank, they just hit like 30 homers, and then that's how that was going when the series started here. Down 5-0. There's nobody listening to this show that thought they were going to win this game. Nobody. This was going to, and Jerry, I agree with your tweet. It was a classic protect your peace situation, and I think it was ranked number 1 on the season, considering coming off the break, you had the 10-game winning streak, you were then going to go 1-5 on this road trip, and I think we all agreed that that was just going to be it. Anybody, by the way, and I don't like, dip into the people clapping back in the tweets like, oh no, you gave up 2 on this game. Do not act like you thought the Sox were going to win this. Romy Gonzalez probably didn't think he had any chance of hitting a grand slam, and then he runs into one.
If JT Realmuto catches a ball hit behind him, the game is a loss, right? So like you were able to take advantage, but I think you just look at this series for what it is. It feels like everybody wants to like get on one end of the spectrum the last 2 or 3 weeks. Either when the Red Sox are running hot, you get to the All-Star break and Jeff Passan and Ken Rosenthal are like one more move in their World Series contenders. Then you have this streak of the last 2 series where you're almost swept here. You're able to pull out the last game in Chicago and everyone wants to say, well, this team sucks. We all knew they sucked. No, the truth is they're somewhere in the middle. That's what this team is. They're a team that's a little better than mediocre, probably. They're going to have big highs and ups and downs with, probably. They're going to have big ups and downs with a young roster that's going to get hot at times and get cold. That's kind of just what the nature of this team is going to be. So it's just understanding the ride you're on when you play elite competition. And yes, I know the Phillies over the last, call it 30, 40 games haven't been absolutely lighting up. They're one of the best teams in baseball. That's what they are. And you face Christopher Sanchez, Zach Wheeler, and Shoto Imanaga back to back to back. That is not an easy thing to do. Those are 3 pitchers that are top 10, on many lists when you're talking about the best pitchers in the game right now. You can acknowledge, all right, they survived. They found a way to get through it. Awesome. I don't think you're throwing a party, but I also don't think you need to sit here and be like, this team's on the verge of implosion. They are what they are. They're an average to a little bit better team. They're going to get hot and cold, and they're showing fight and a way to keep going and keep battling. And that's what you want to see out of a flawed team. That's what they're doing.
Sure.
I said over the 9-game stretch, if they could go 5-4, I'd be happy. 5-4 is still on the table.
And I would have been fine with 4-5. And that's very much still on the table. I don't even really watching the Dodgers. I've been watching all their games since the break. They look awful. they don't look like the Dodgers. Shohei looks like Shohei. He's been incredible. Mookie's hitting like 220 or whatever. He's had a pretty miserable season. They're 4-11 in their last 15 games. I agree with you, Jerry. It's get the hell out of Philly. It's just end this series. I'm so thankful this isn't a 4-gamer and they're playing there again tonight. I'm stunned that Suarez was that bad in this game tonight, honestly. Or sorry, not Suarez. Luzardo was that bad in this game, giving 4 walks in that inning and then a grand slam to Romy Gonzalez is genuinely insane. But no, at this point, it's 2-4 is okay. Like, we want to group this team with the other teams so badly that have come out of the break and been terrible. And there's been a lot of similar DNA. I get it. But I look at the way they won those 2 games, and that gives a lot of boosts, especially on a recording day, on a finale, on a happy flight back to Boston and an off day, and then getting the night game on Friday. I'm really not super worried. Obviously, the offense has to get going. The lineup has to get cooking. Heading into the finale, they're averaging 2 runs a game since the break. And even further back to that Rays series, they were barely scoring, and it was just a lot of good pitching. So overall, though, it's not... I'm just glad that they were able to pull this off. I didn't think they'd be able to come back from 5-0 in Philly. Even when they took the lead, I was like, okay, that was cool. They're probably going to give up a couple bombs here and then lose this game, but still found a way to get the finale. I'm happy about that.
They survived. That's really all it is. Like they didn't look good. They didn't look great. I think the other thing when Coley was listing all the bad things that happened tonight, just optically, it didn't look fantastic when Rob Refsnyder caught the 3rd out and then threw home, not knowing how many outs there were.
Not the first time that's happened this year. They've turned double plays with 2 outs. Like, we've seen it.
Yeah,
Rob doing that's a little crazy. I didn't think Refsnyder would be doing
crazy.
Right, like that. Like, optically doesn't look great. It's like it's not. It's inconsequential. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It just kind of shows like a lack of focus and all that.
But that's who they are, right? Like, it's realizing that's the DNA. They're going to do stupid shit. Abraham Toro's going to see a ball hit to the outfield and take off and get thrown out at second base like he did last series. You're going to have random catcher's interference that pop up multiple times in a series that end up costing you in different ways. They're a dumb baseball team. Like, that's part of their DNA. But so far, we've seen it's a team that fights as well, and that's willing to battle. And with a young team like that, you got to just expect both sides of it. It's part of the growing process when you have so many young players on your team. And then even the veterans will go out there and do something stupid. But it's both sides of it. This is a team that continues to show fight, and to see them pull out a win in extras on the road, something they hadn't done all year. All right, like, find a way to win. Find a way to go out there and just keep your head above water. And that's what they did in this last game when they had every reason to pack it in after going down 5-0. They could have easily just said it's over.
I say this a lot, but for a team like this, everything you just listed off, I agree with. A team like this, the ingredients they have, post Rafael Devers trade, these wins count for more than just a win in terms of how you feel it, on that plane flight home with that in the clubhouse in the post game. I feel like they look at this and go, okay, we just kind of proved to ourselves we can do it. I wonder if you got them candidly, like how many of you guys thought you were going to win this game when you're down 5-0 and giving up a home run to anybody that comes up for the Phillies? I can't think many people thought that would be the case, but the remaining strength of schedule, it's not even that bad. I feel like it was just those 2 series that made it look a lot worse. They have the 12th hardest remaining strength of schedule. The combined winning percentage of the teams left is .506. You still got 6 games with the Orioles, 6 with the A's, 3 with the Marlins, 3 with the Pirates. All that to say, you can't look like shit this weekend because then you can group it all together. If they look terrible against the Dodgers, have at it with your post All-Star break stuff because you're completely right. So it buys you time, which buying you time in an off day is a big deal. You can at least kind of regroup and then be like, okay, we're sleeping in our own beds. We got Bayo to start off the series. At least, it gives you a little bit of time heading into the weekend, but you can't suck this weekend and think that even people like me that are probably on the more optimistic side aren't going to now be like, okay, this is a problem.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jake. How are you feeling, Jake? I mean, I know that you probably wanted to see some sweeps on this trip. The Red Sox almost got swept both times and were able to survive. What's the temperature in Yazzie land right now?
I mean, anytime I don't see a couple of sweeps, obviously is a big disappointment, but
yeah.
I feel like how I'm feeling is going to depend a lot on what happens with the Dodgers this weekend. If you can take 1 or maybe even 2 of those, then you're looking at like 500 against a stretch of 3 really good teams. So
yeah,
happy to salvage another series, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I know, like, Steve, you're optimistic. I'm not down on them. I'm not happy. I think maybe that has a lot to do with, I guess, the 10-game winning streak going into the break. I think we probably expected more on the other side. Like, all right, 3 first-place teams, but we're playing better than anybody right now. So let's put it to the test against some really good teams. Like, if they took 2 out of 3 in both of these and we're like, oh, fuck, like, maybe the winning streak's gone, but they just took 2 series from 2 first-place teams, but they just lost 2 series. So, I think I'm somewhere in the middle where I know that a lot of people after the loss yesterday, like the Fire Corps people came back out and like they were celebrating. And I guess like the PTSD fan base, and I'm kind of a little bit a part of that where, if they don't play well in those first few weeks after the break, like Steve said, like those people are kind of correct. I think if you win 10 straight going into the break and then you come out flat-footed like that, I get that it's good competition, but Steve just pointed out, I think a lot of people were tweeting out the graphic. The Red Sox have the hardest schedule of any team in the second half. All right, well, now it's middle of the road. It was really, you take those 2 series off the top, and now it's a middle of the road schedule for the rest of the way. There's a lot of winnable series for the Red Sox coming up. The Dodgers not being one of them, obviously, but I think, I don't know, Coley, where are you at on the Dodger series? Are they catching them at the right time, or are you feeling like, oh, the Phillies got back on track against the Red Sox? What's stopping the Dodgers? I mean, the Dodgers walked it off today against the Twins. So, I mean, they're going to be feeling good coming into this one as well, despite how poorly they've played overall the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's weird. And this isn't completely tied to it, but it's like, the players are happy to come home where there's an immediate workers strike. So it's like, I don't know what the vibes at Fenway Park are going to be.
That could be
booming.
A big deal.
I don't know that Romy Gonzalez is waiting in line for a hot dog though. Like, I don't know how much that impacts their play.
We're talking about a fan base that's expecting them to fail.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fan base we just discussed is majority expecting them to get swept here.
Crochet's like, where the fuck's my sausage?
Cavs back there. No peanuts? No peanuts.
No, okay. No peanuts. No peanuts, no homers.
I'll tell you right now, we're striking. No peanuts.
You pussy. Yeah.
The Cubs,
pussy.
Cubs didn't come close to a World Series because they wouldn't let one fan and his friends enjoy a game. Like, this absolutely happens.
So it's my understanding. Let me, for anyone that's curious about the strike,
it could be a disaster on Friday.
Yeah. All right. So the union gave Aramark till noon on Friday to come with a decent proposal, or the strike is happening Friday. Nothing official yet, but we'll see.
Yeah. So it's not like the highest vibes, but the Dodgers have high vibes coming off that. For me, it's more like they looked so bad in the losses, and I don't really care about the competition you're facing when it's still so many self-inflicted, like T just brought up, Toro taking off for third. That had nothing to do with like Shota Imanaga. You know what I mean? Like that, they keep not like situationally hitting, even in I almost call it first overtime in the 10th. It's just like, can we just manufacture a couple run? No, not really. Like it's tough. It's tough. Like I've been thinking about it. Obviously the deadline looms. I've been thinking about it so much. Like they're not good enough to buy, but they're not bad enough to sell. They're in this very strange middle, which it seems like Jeff Passan agrees with.
Gary?
They are good enough to buy. They're in a playoff spot. I think has their performance in most years, would their performance be like buy? No. I agree with you, but it's relative to the rest of the league. We always need to keep that context at the forefront. Relative to the rest of the league, are the Red Sox a team that should buy? Absolutely. But I will say this, to your point, I don't want rentals. I want controllable players. I do not want anyone joining this team on July 31st that isn't going to be here next year, possibly the year after that. I want to add, but so we had Jeff Passan on 98.5, the fucking Sports Hub tonight on Baseball Hour with Tony Maz, 6 to 7, Monday through Friday. And he was basically saying that like he threw water on the Joe Ryan thing. He threw out some rental player names, but I think at the same time, like if you're the Red Sox, like are you a Seth Lugo away or whatever? But the main thing that I took away from the Passan conversation was a lot of these deals that I think we want the Red Sox to make are more off-season deals because the same names are going to not cost as much. It's way more of a premium at the deadline because you're dealing with teams that are desperate to make a move to improve their chances over the last 2 months into October to try and win a World Series title. I'm not saying the Red Sox don't belong in the conversation for trying to win a World Series title this year. I don't think that you sign Alex Bregman and give him $40 million for 2025 if that wasn't the intent at the beginning of the year. I think in years past, since the playoff expansion, if you have a chance to get in, I think that you should try to win a World Series that year, especially if you're the Red Sox and you have the flexibility financially to be able to kind of go for it and add payroll, which they do and they should. But again, I just go back to the sentiment of I don't want rental players. Like, and it's not so much that it's like, oh, thumbs down on rental players all the time. I think it's more along the lines of taking stock of what your, I guess, prospect capital is. If I'm going to use chips, if I'm going to waste bullets here, I want it on someone that can help next year too. I don't want to waste trade chips on pieces that are just for this year because I don't think that that's the smartest thing the Red Sox can be doing right now with most of their quote unquote trade chips having graduated to big league ball players, which if we go around and ask everyone here, I don't think anyone is willing to part with anyone that has been promoted this year. What do you got to say, Coley?
It's what I've literally been saying that and been getting yelled at for weeks.
Well,
now.
I agree, Coley. I think it's a great point. I think my opinion that you took from the future is correct.
I think where it becomes tough is when you look at what the other teams are going to do. The Yankees are all in. The Blue Jays are all in. Those are going to be teams right next to you. Even the Rays, I know Shane McClanahan had that.
But the Yankees are like a homeless person at the poker table.
They're
like, I'm all in. And it's like, is this a fucking shoelace? What is that?
We say that,
also
but
not,
we know we're
T, because they've already come out and said they're not moving Lombard or Spencer Jones. And Spencer Jones is not good. So that it's like, they're not even going to trade that.
He's
they're
good
not
this
all
year.
in.
He's good this year.
Yeah, he's been going nuts since his promotion to AAA, but it looks like they're the front runners for Eugenio Suarez. And you start looking at what the other deal is. Is it a Merrill Kelly? Is it a Zach Gallen in that situation? Feels like they are going to make a move. Can't remember the exact quote Brian Cashman had recently, but it was along the lines of, just about as all in as you can be. Maybe not trading those two guys, but I don't think you're trading either of those two guys unless you're getting someone with long-term tenure. Rentals aren't going to cost you that. We've seen what the price for rentals has been the last few years. It's shockingly low compared to what most people think. Just like players with team control are shockingly high, and you sit there and say, damn, I didn't realize a player was going to cost that much. But even the Rays, you talk Shane McClanahan, like I know he had his biceps kind of, flare up yesterday during a rehab start. He's going to take a couple days off, but he could be joining the Rays at some point. I thought what Alex Cora said last week was very telling, where he talked about what the last couple of years have been where the Red Sox have collapsed post-trade deadline. And he said, in all reality, other teams have added and got better. And I think that's a lot of the difference. We've been here and maybe we've held water or done just enough where we didn't go underneath, we felt like. But all these other clubs are improving significantly. They're trying to make a real push. As those other teams make a push and you kind of stand right in the middle, or you don't really buy or improve yourself in a significant way, you do take a step back when all that starts to happen. Even the Mariners, shocked to hear that they're willing to add money right now. And do I think they're going to go get Suarez or something like that? But it seems like they're more willing to buy than they have been in years past.
Last year, the Tigers outright sold.
Yeah.
But because of the composition of their team, they still believed and made a run. And they beat the Astros, right? Am I remember that correctly?
Yeah.
That was a young team with a lot of young guys who believed, and they made mistakes, but they won with bullpen and they won with youthful optimism, and they sold. And I don't think they regret that.
Are you suggesting that the Red Sox sell? And
I'm suggesting the same things I've been suggesting for weeks now.
So you're still trying to move Chapman?
Yeah.
People gonna love that.
They haven't yet, and when I look at Kyle Schwarber and I think of the word catastrophe, that echoes in my brain when I look at Aroldis Chapman right now. I would be catastrophic to keep him, and I know they're going to.
Yeah, at this point, I think he's not going nowhere. I mean,
he's not.
Duran.
It was also like Craig saying we're all in buying, and then Passon's writing today like the Red Sox may not move at all. What happened to homeboy?
I think you're going to get a version of last year's deadline with slightly different
That's not doing
pieces.
anything.
I think that's a slight buy. I don't think it's a massive buy. I think a massive buy would be going to get a Joe Ryan.
Lucas Sims works at Market Basket now. Like that's that was your trade deadline acquisition last year. So
Ovis Portez, I got word today. Ovis Portez is up to 102 this year, so I was right.
It's tough, and Cole, you mentioned this last show, but Breslow's gone out of his way to say how aggressive he's going to be on multiple occasions. So if you're going to have that same deadline again, I just don't know why you would say what you said before. It just doesn't seem to make that much sense. The Passing thing, by the way,
they considered themselves buyers last year. That's what it is. And like Portez, you can say what you will. He had a 4.93 ERA in single A this year. He struck out 8, and he's walking 6 per 9. Like I'm not going to sit here.
What's Lucas Sims doing?
Nothing. It was a rental.
He's Market Basket, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not sitting here and you're hung up over Portez and like, oh, how could you? You've seen the pitching pipeline do what it's needed to do this year. What happened was Breslow missed on those moves last year. But what do you want? You want to add to the rotation. You maybe want to add a reliever, and you want to add a backup catcher. That was Danny Jansen a year ago. That didn't work out for you. But I think you're going to get a starting pitcher. I think you'll probably get one reliever along the lines of an Alcala, and you'll probably maybe get a backup catcher. That one feels more unlikely to me, even though I think there's real concerns about Narvaez and workload stuff because he's already caught more games than he has in any other season. And when you're looking at Connor Wong is the kind of guy you would target in a trade, essentially. Like someone, he's improved defensively this year. The bat hasn't been good, but you expect the rebound based on his career.
Who are we talking about the same? Wait.
Who the fuck is like, we need
Did he pay you to say that?
No,
what team has a whiteboard with Connor Wong's name on it, and they're like, come the 31st, if we don't walk away with the Wong man, then I don't know.
We don't get really that 7 OPS plus in our clubhouse.
But
I don't know.
Do you guys think he's a 7 OPS plus bat?
The Twins franchise sale is hindering on the acquisition of Connor Wong.
See, we got to know how much money his agent just paid you to say that on this program.
But I don't think that's crazy. I don't like.
You're talking about the concept of targeting a bounce back candidate. We just all disagree with the fact that there was ever a bounce for him to come back.
Wait a second. Nope. T's onto something here.
If he's 70% of what he was last year, you'd be thrilled.
We've done this on this program before, where we know that people listen, and then things happen when we talk about it on the 10. Connor Wong, there's only upside. And there's such little low side. Look at where he is right now. Look at his Savant.
On top.
That's as bad as it's going to get. All right? This is the guy you want. Buy low and then just look back and say that's the best deal we've ever made. Connor Wong.
Sell high.
I'm not telling you to go nuts over Connor Wong, but like, who are the options to replace him? Christian Vasquez, who's giving you absolute dog shit in Minnesota this year. Like, you're looking at similar options and hoping for the best. Do I have more hope in Connor Wong hitting moving forward or Christian Vasquez? I'd go Connor Wong.
Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Tonight, I was going for 3 straight pick'em dubs and came up 1 total base shy. I had 3 players in my pick'em. Romy was one of them, grand slam. I had a double to hit that one and then came up. The other guy had a single and did not come through with that second total base. So the streak ends, but it was kind of bullshit. Anyways, make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Yeah, let's move off of Connor Wong because I don't think that that's going to be a name that comes up a whole bunch come July 31st. Which, by the way.
No, but like, if you want someone else, who do you want?
No, you go.
Craig can't even answer the phone.
I'm genuinely curious.
Too many calls. It's like a pizza place on Friday night at 6:30. It's just off the hook for Wong.
But the Angels are idiots. They're not trading Travis d'Arnaud.
Whatever you want from us, we'll give you.
Like Sean Murphy's not going anywhere. So like, who do you want?
I mean, Steve dropped this scoop on Tide in the Eighth. The Red Sox have been looking at the Royals, specifically Seth Lugo and Big Boobs. And if you take a gander, and I'm talking like a proper gander at their top 10 prospects on pipeline, they've got 3 catchers in there. I know they've got catchers on their major league roster. What if they want to give us one of their catchers as well, T?
That's a different situation, but we're talking a guy who's never been at the big league level, which sometimes it can work, sometimes it can't. And like the 2 names I think most people are talking about, Blake Mitchell, the number 1 prospect in the Royal system, has an ETA of 2027. He's not going to be helping you this year. He's at high A, but 8th overall pick in 2023. A lot of people were surprised when he got picked ahead of Kyle Teal, but it was an underslot play at that time for them in the draft. He's number 62 on BA's top 100. Interesting, if you were to move Duran and that's something you chase, that guy ain't helping you. I think the name you would look at is Carter Jensen, who's number 100 on BA's top 100 right now, and who tore up AA in his second taste this year, has gone to AAA and gone nuclear, like absolutely nuclear. 7 homers in 16 games since being promoted, 1044 OPS. And so like Carter Jensen, that's something that could intrigue me. But then I step back and I don't really like Seth Lugo right now that much as an option either. I don't think he's much of a mover because you start to dive into what his numbers are. And like, he's 46th percentile or worse in everything but walk percentage right now.
All blue.
It's all blue. The ground balls are down. Spot. He's given up a ton of fly balls, which probably won't play well at Fenway Park. I know the Red Sox were runner-ups for him a couple years ago and they liked him.
Him and Hicks, we're just adding them now.
Yeah, right. But he has a $15 million player option for next year. So maybe there's something there that they think they can get him to, be better. And he's overperformed his metrics at times. It's just Seth Lugo right now, if you're talking about someone who could start a playoff game, like, am I thrilled if he's one of the guys? No, because Giolito, I think, is iffy. And I think he's going to tire with Tommy John. And, this being his first year back. Brian Bayo, we'll see. I think he should be ahead of Giolito, obviously. And then you have Crochet, who has his own workload concerns.
It'd be very funny if the Red Sox traded for Kyle Teal.
First homer tonight. Congrats.
First home run. Yeah.
White Sox are the best team in the league right now.
It's a hot team. Did the Rays lose tonight?
Yes. White Sox 11-9.
Break up the
Taj Bradley, dude. By the way, you want to talk arms that might get moved. Taj Bradley got optioned back down to AAA. Yes, please.
That was
he hasn't even been that bad. He's got like a low 4.
It was 4.5 when I saw.
Yeah,
which doesn't bother me. I'd take Taj Bradley tomorrow.
Me too.
I look at the deadline. I don't think they have to make a bunch of moves. It would be probably bad if they make a lot of little moves. I would rather you get a Bubic. I would rather you go and get Chris Bubic and try to figure out what that would cost. And what it would cost, Jerry, the rest of this year is like $1 million for Boobs. And Passon's got him at 15% chance of trade. That's probably what it feels like. And I can actually say the scoop on here. And I know Coley already alluded to it because I put it in the scoop shop chat before.
Yeah.
So I got it cleared. But yeah, apparently he was the second starter or is the second starter behind Joe Ryan that they're interested in. But Having the best year of his life, the opposite of Lugo in terms of savant, very bloody baseball savant, and a guy that clearly I think would be ready to perform in Boston right behind Crochet in a postseason rotation. So I'd be ecstatic if they were able to pull that off. It doesn't feel like that's the path they're going in terms of getting a huge arm at the deadline. But if you do that, I don't think you have to make a bunch of other moves.
What's the control for Boobs?
Next year is the last year in the deal. Yep.
Got it.
Last year of our... Get Boobs, dude. Crochet and big boobs would be incredible.
Oh, so what I'm thinking team chemistry,
Dick and Boobs
on the mound with Dick
crazy.
Fitz and Crochet in the dugout just going bananas every time he does anything positive. Like, you really got to think what that does to team morale. Yeah, no, they're honking all over the place.
If Dick Fitz was giving Chris Bubich a hug, and you're like, look at that dick in between those boobs over there. Look at that.
Dick Rat and big boobs. I mean, we could have one of the best rotations in the game easily.
Yeah.
Even though it was a rough series for the Dick Riders.
No, Dick Fitz may stink,
took one on the chin,
which is not great, but the vibes are incredibly high with them, so I like him.
Yeah.
He also hadn't pitched in 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy. Like, had not pitched.
He's
in
always
game
got something going on. He's got like
no, it's true. He got screwed on the rehab assignment.
There's
right?
always a qualifier with a Dick. Oh, it was fucking Tuesday. What do you want to do?
Well, I don't think we've ever just had like a Dick Fitz combo that's just about baseball. It's always like, you got to factor in the winds were 6.5 miles an hour from the west. He likes them from the east.
I think Fitz is what he is. I think he's a
during a harvest moon. Come on,
come on, man.
I think in their perfect
world,
solstice. You can't have an outing during the solstice.
His ex-girlfriend's birthday was in July. She sucked. What do you think he's going to go out there and pitch? Come on.
It's true. It's true.
I think in a perfect world, he would have been coming out of the bullpen down the stretch for him. But with Dobbins, Cutter, and all these guys going down, this is kind of what it is.
I got to say, in a perfect world, he's your dugout guy. If you just had him as the dugout vibes guy, this team doesn't just make the playoffs. I think they go far. Yeah. He always starts it too. He's always like, he leans into the double thumb. One of the best dugout guys of all time.
He has a long future in baseball, and I have no idea how long he'll actually play it.
He's going to be involved forever, and he might only pitch another 5 games the rest of his career.
I mean, he throws 98.
No, I know. We're underplaying his abilities here, but there are a lot of qualifiers when it comes to the Dick Riders.
He just needs to stop with the homers, man. The homers are a significant issue for him, and it's over 2 per 9 right now.
Tell him that. Send him a message on Instagram. Be like, can you just not with the home runs, and then
please.
Yeah,
it's like when he's pitching, it's like we're rooting for a buddy that, oh no, I grew up with Dickie. He was, he brought us to the Little League World Series. Like, that's what it feels like when he's out there. And then when he doesn't perform and you see the post game where he's like, I let everybody down. It's like, no, man, we still ride for you, brother.
It's different for the Dick Riders. Obviously, the Kenley boys were always up. The Bayo boys, they're always up. The Dick Riders, we got to ride. There's highs and there's going to be lows. Yeah. If you're a Dick Rider, you can't just be only in for the highs. You got to bounce on that thing. When there's lows, you just got to take it. You know what I'm saying? So this is, it's a low. It's a low for the Dick Riders, but we're going to be back out there in 5 days and we're going to see what happens.
I think if you want to be positive, though, you go to the first game and you had the low of Dick Fitz, but you had the high of Walker Buehler.
Well, see, that doesn't do anything for the Dick Riders, but it was a good outing.
We're all on the same team here. We want the Red Sox to be good.
Yeah.
They don't really care about the Buehler stuff. They just want to ride that dick.
Yeah.
I thought he was way better in this start than the last 2.
It was a nice outing. And it's, 3 straight nice ones?
Yeah.
He's got an even 3 in July, I believe.
Yeah.
So.
He's not punching guys out, but it's not astronomical walk totals. It's not home runs. It's, I can give you 5, innings. Sometimes 6, maybe 7, but little damage. It's he's crafty, which I don't think is what we signed up for, but
his stuff isn't crafty. You shouldn't need to be.
Well, if you're able to give us 7 innings of 3 earned runs or less, but you're punching out 2-3 guys, that is kind of crafty. You're going out there with not elite shit and you're getting outs at the big league level, and he's able to go somewhat deep into a start Was it 7 complete?
Yeah, 7 complete.
Yeah.
His 4 Ks in this start matched his total from the previous 2, but he made a big Arsenal change. And I don't know if this is going to be just a Phillies thing. Good chance it is, because they hit fastball so well. He threw a slider 34% of the time. Coming into this start, it was 13% usage this year. So he leaned very heavily into that, and it allowed him to get through the game. Some big double plays. Marcelo in the 5th made a couple plays to save hits, but he looks at least, capable, right? Like he's getting the job done. I don't believe he's turning into a playoff starter. But
say he's crafty. He's been crafty.
Oh no, I agree. I think that's the way he's pitching. He's crafty.
I mean, you disagreed prior.
No, I agree. I think with his stuff though, he shouldn't have to be that. Like you have better stuff than that.
He should have an electric fastball, but it's just not that way. So he's been a little crafty, and he's getting outs,
surviving.
What were the quotes he had coming into the All-Star break? He's always talking to a new coach somewhere that isn't one of our coaches to try and fix himself.
Yeah, so he went to a pitching lab over the All-Star break. Essentially, that looked at his biomechanics, and they noticed a couple things with him that kind of streamlined him. And he's talked about it himself.
Limed him.
Yeah,
streamlined. Streamlined? Is that the
Street
phrase?
lime?
Did you actually not know that, or did you misspeak?
How do you say it? Streamlined?
Streamlined.
It's a line, not a lime.
Streamlined.
I had never said it before. It was one of those words I had like in the back of the head.
Yeah, you were workshopping it in your brain, waiting to test it out.
Yeah.
You kind of ran through it too. You're like, I hope they don't know that I said streamlined.
Yeah. Maybe if I just stutter over it. But he went to a pitching lab, and we've heard the arm slot concerns that he feels like getting back to what he did, pre-2024, essentially. That's what he wants with his arm slot. So far this year, it's been a little inconsistent. It seems like going to this pitching lab helped him a little bit, and we'll see if it holds, but so far, so good.
I like the composure. I like the composure on the mound. There hasn't been that looking back into the ump of where was that pitch when it was like 3 balls off the plate. No, he does look like a different pitcher. I think he's averaging 6 innings and 2 earned per start this month. It's 3 starts. I know the sample size isn't that big, but you don't need him to be great. At this point, I think we've seen enough of the bad from Buehler that we know we'll take what we can get the rest of the way, especially who knows what happens at the deadline. Is it someone that's going to replace his spot in the rotation? It's not going to be Tanner Houck. We know that much. So at this point, we'll see how it goes, but you got to be happy with what you've seen so far this month. T?
I'm happy. T?
Shout out the Maven Baseball Lab in Atlanta. That's where he ended up going to work on the biomechanics.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is...
Please.
Shout out
he needs it. Yeah. Shout out.
This year, his arm angle, it's 42 degrees. Every season prior, it was 46, 46, 51, 49. So that's what they're trying to get him back to, and then everything tunnels and plays the way he wants it. Gets the ride on a fastball that's relatively flat for the most part. So that's what they're trying to do. I don't know. Some people will probably take that and say, what is Andrew Bailey doing if he has to go to a pitching lab? Whatever works to get Walker Buehler right. I think Andrew Bailey has plenty of things on his side he can point to right now to feel good about himself.
I think there's also a version with Buehler that there's a little bit of story there where he wants to perform to be able to be the veteran around the other guys instead of just sucking, saying he shouldn't even be in the big leagues. And then like, who am I going to give advice to? Yeah, I'm like, I should be out of the league.
That word. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't like
a hard R. It was tough, but no, he wants to matter on this team and be a part of a postseason team for the first time here in 4 years. And I feel like if he's doing what he's doing this month, he can then be the guy that's probably meshing well with everybody else in the roster.
I'm in Atlanta. I met his agent, and I told him Coley's idea of just putting him on the injured list until the playoffs. And I don't think he agreed, but
sure.
We at least told him about it. Yeah.
So. He's wrong, but that's nice.
Yeah, it could be a nice idea.
Either I do wonder, like whatever starter they go and get, let's call it Charlie Morton, because seemingly everybody wants to attach the Red Sox to them. Fitz is probably the guy who gets pulled out of the rotation at that point, and they're going to continue to give Buehler starts, I'm assuming.
What if
because Fitz hasn't really taken the job?
See, I go back to what I said, maybe it was last episode or the one before. I think, and this is not informed or scoop shop, it's just kind of just a feeling that I get based on Craig Breslow having the balls to trade Rafael Devers and then openly saying that they were going to buy. I feel like he is under the impression that he can't fall flat with this trade deadline. That I go back to what I said before. I have a feeling that whatever the Red Sox do, it's going to be something that we just didn't see coming. It's going to be like, oh, fuck. Like, wait, what? And it's almost like that's what makes the most sense, because I don't remember if it was Steve earlier that was saying it. Someone was like, where do they add? Like, cause like go around the diamond. It's like, well, Rafael is not going anywhere. Wilyer's locked in. You've got Meyer in the infield, Story at short. Narvaez is catching. It's like, there's only so many places they could really add. So to me, and then to the point about, well, maybe Dick Fitz is the odd man out in the rotation. It feels like someone that we're factoring in is an automatic to still be here, not being here as part of a deal where it's like, oh, okay, well, we got that guy. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we're going to be surprised by who's on the way out as much as we are about who's on the way in.
It's hard on the pitching side, too, because I feel like if Dobbins was healthy, if you told me one of him or Fitz gets moved or Fitz was going to get moved, I'd be like, I can kind of see it. I think now with Tanner Houck probably not giving you anything this year, like maybe he comes back in a bullpen role at the end, maybe. Like you really don't have that same depth. And Kyle Harrison has looked better as of late. Maybe that kind of changes the equation a little bit, or he's a name that gets mentioned in some trade talks, but it doesn't feel like they have as much depth on the starter side as they want for it to be one of those guys getting flipped out.
Well, it's also Sandoval doesn't do anything. And they were talking about him when he was signed. Is like, he'd be ready around August, and it's around August, and he's not. So that hurt their depth a little bit. Kyle Harrison pitched better than anyone else in the Red Sox organization, AAA or higher, these last 3 days. And I am more than okay watching him really over any of the three guys who pitched this series.
I saw Ian Kundle tweet out some Kyle Harrison data. Didn't pretend to understand it, but he sounded happy about it. So
the pitch mix is coming along.
It's good. It's good. What is the update on Patrick Sandoval? Is there just no update?
Yeah, that's genuinely what it is. If you go to the Red Sox injury update page, which I think is one of the best resources that people do not use enough, his last update was he started throwing off a mound in late May. Cora said Sandoval was having a deload week in late June. That is the last real update we've heard.
So he's probably just home chilling.
Yeah, he's vibing. But it doesn't seem like that's a guy you can really hope too much for.
Were we paying him this year?
Not a lot.
Let's see. I want to say
2
years, 18.25.
Okay. But so what's the breakdown for year one?
I think it was 6 and 12 or something like that.
Yeah. At the same time, it doesn't really matter because it's AAV.
Right.
That's got to be the best job. Just
for sure.
Every 2 weeks, just checking that direct deposit, being like, man, another fucking.
I am crushing it right now.
Yeah, another $650,000. That's sick. Because
baseball
players, they only get paid in season too, so it's extrapolated over just the months of the season. So that's $6 million every what? They probably get paid every 2 weeks over a 6 month period. That must be a nice direct deposit to just fucking play Xbox.
I am curious how they factor that in though too. When it comes to controllable arms and guys they're going to go after, if they're like, well, Patrick Sandoval, one of those rotation spots belongs to him. I hope they don't operate that way, but I do wonder.
If anyone has said that out loud in that front office, they need to be immediately killed.
Killed. Okay.
It's part of my concern when they look at an Edward Cabrera. It's I like the upside of Edward Cabrera. If you're immediately telling me we're not even going to go after a Cease, a Framber, one of these frontline arms that's hitting free agency in a few months. I get that doesn't help you this fucking season, but in a few months, much better starting pitchers will just be there for money. Sure. Jerry?
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I love the guy, but didn't Heim say no to trading Justin Turner for Edward Cabrera?
Yep. Yeah.
2020.
Was that a 1-for-1?
That was the deal at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the Red Sox chance to say yes or no?
That's how it's been reported, yeah. To be fair, Edward Cabrera would be hated by the fan base if we had had him this whole time. He has not really been good outside of the last, 2.5 months, T?
Yeah, and to be fair, his whole season line looks pretty good, and he's corrected a lot of the things. It's 3.1 walks per 9. That was the biggest issue back then. He would strike out 9 or 10 per 9, but was 6. And it was just frustrating, but
He's Clay Buchholz. Like, he'll leave with the most minor of injuries.
He was a fan favorite.
Yeah, people love that. So like,
everybody loved him.
I'm okay with the swing on Edward Cabrera. I'm also at the point where it's how many, to what T was just saying about the people who are like, oh, what do the pitching lab? What do they even do here if Walker Buehler has to go outside? How many projects can they juggle at once?
It's a good point.
Throughout the organization, if you've got like Peyton Tolley on the rise, he seems like doesn't need a lot. He doesn't need a lot of work. Whatever they've done there to add 9 miles per hour this year, good job. Like, keep doing that. They elevated Dick Fitz. Dick Fitz wasn't throwing 97, 98 when we got him from the Yankees. So like, when they key in on guys, Kyle Harrison seems like they're pretty fucking keyed in on him right now, and things continue to improve there. Like, how many guys can they juggle? How many guys can they fix? Is it player to player? Do they have to hyperfixate on one guy at a time? I truly don't know.
So this guy doesn't need any fixing, and he's been here before, but I'm looking at the contract, because I think after Joe Ryan, we've heard Nathan Eovaldi's name being mentioned. He has full no trade.
And they're playing good.
And I think Eovaldi is, he wants to pitch in Texas. Like, he wants to be home. So I don't think it's a situation. It's like, bitch, I already won you a World Series. Like, I don't want to move back to Boston. There's all these one-way streets and shit. I think if it were a matter of like all the pieces of the trade are agreed upon and they have to go to Eovaldi to waive his no trade, I don't know if he's waiving his no trade to come back here.
And I felt like the Rangers going and giving him his all-star bonus, despite him not making the team, it was an obvious snub. That kind of stuck out to me, because it looked like, hey, this is a guy we really value. Hey. We appreciate what you do for the organization. We're going to take care of you. That doesn't sound like a guy you're flipping at the deadline. And you look at the Rangers right now,
unless he wants to go. I don't want to speak for the guy, but what if he says like, yeah, sure, fuck, I'll go back. But he's had the opportunity to come back, and I think he just wants to be there. Want to stay. That's fine.
To what T's about, they're a game and a half out of the playoffs. I think he'd want to stay there and be a reason that they get into the postseason.
Their run differential is better than yours right now. Like, that's a Rangers team. Say what you will. They've underperformed for over a year offensively. I get that. But, like, they're a team that could easily get hot over the final 2 months and make a run. Like, they have the talent, and they have guys at the top of that rotation that, with DeGrom and Eovaldi, you can kind of cling to and hope for. And they still need to get a little healthier beyond those two arms. Malley going down, that was a brutal loss for them, considering what he did the first couple months. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the Rangers, I'd be surprised if they were selling at this point.
Yeah, that's why the D-backs are a bunch of assholes, because I think they've lost their last 3 straight. Like, they were 500 on the precipice of maybe, like, when Suarez was on that hot streak of mashing homers, which, I mean, he's been on a hot streak of mashing homers all year, but it was like fucking 5 home runs in 3 days, whatever it was. And it was like, oh shit, don't count out the D-backs. Well, I'm not saying I'm counting them out, but they are definitely trending in the wrong direction, which would make them way more like, because Mike Hazen was talking about not really knowing where the D-backs were at, and saying similar things to what Dave Dombrowski said the other day. Something along the lines of like, this changes daily, you know, like teams that are in it, teams that are out of it, what their needs are, guys go down, guys come back. So what a team needs or is willing to do on one day is not going to be the same as it is on the 31st. So yeah, I don't know. It's a slippery slope, as they say. It's a slippery slope. I go back to the Jeff Passan piece, and we were talking about it on Baseball is Dead about the Bob Nightingale report, where he said like the A's will slam the phone down if you call about Mason Miller. I don't think that that's true. Like, there's definitely reports out there from certain writers that are putting shit out there, and I'm like, I don't think that what you're saying is correct. But when Passan puts something out there, I'm like, fuck. Like, it is that, you know, like I don't have a reason to question what Passan is saying. Like, he's not trying to grab clickbaity headlines, but to look at what Passan wrote and say, you know, pick out like that first line about the Red Sox perhaps standing pat. It doesn't align with anything else that we're seeing or have been told or anything like that. And I know it bothers the listening audience sometimes when we talk about the scoop shop, but it exists for a reason. because it's basically a headquarters of gathering information to then hopefully share what we can on the podcast. What I can tell you about the Scoop Shop, because everyone asks, like, we're just going to fucking tell them individually. It's for the show. There's really been nothing doing as far as like rumors or I heard this or get excited boys because of this. That hasn't like, it was basically the Joe Ryan stuff, which was at this point 2 Mondays ago. And it was dead by Tuesday or Wednesday of that week.
Everybody, though, I like to make that very clear. It was ahead of every report you saw out there.
Yeah, but that's like the nature. Back to this past offseason.
When it starts to pop up in media and you see it, that's usually a sign like, fuck, like it got out there, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, but we saw it firsthand that stuff would pop up in the Scoop Shop that would hit the mainstream media a week later, and we would already know that it's dead, but it's like, but the reporters are just getting it now. And with the Joe Ryan stuff, it was like fans were getting excited about Joe Ryan when we were privy to it a week prior, but then we had already learned of like it's fizzled out and dead. Meanwhile, the internet is learning about the initial report, and it's like, well, you know, it's like being on a delay. it's fucking bizarre. As much as I love Joe Ryan too, but it's like, you know, Passing straight up said they're not fucking trading him.
And Ken Rosenthal, in terms of Mason Miller, reported something different than what Nightingale had, where he said, yeah, the A's are willing to listen and they're subject to change. Are they going to trade him? Very unlikely still, but there are a few teams they believe that could come with the monster package for what it's worth. So that's why it's like people who are aggregating every fucking thing. Mark Feinzen, I'm sorry. Like, Mark Feinzen just says the most generic things every single time, and we see these things tweeted out and reported, and very rarely is he right about what he's tweeting out, or it's even accurate based on what the top guys who are reporting stuff are putting out there. There's very few people you can trust, and like, you know, I think when you're talking Red Sox, it's like Cotillo, it's Spear, McAdam, and then like Passan, and maybe Rosenthal. Yes, obviously. But like, for the most part, like, be careful with what you're reading out there, man. Because like, if you're taking every fucking news story that's out there, you're going to have no clue what's actually going on.
It's been very easy to just follow Passan and just listen to what Jeff has to say. And then reading in the articles that he has, like, he's giving you all of the information he has, but he's not presenting it as also industry sources. He's just saying it. He's just like, here, he's not saying it as thought either. It's very clearly informed. And you look at some of the other reporters around baseball, and it's like every little thing that might be a thing gets thrown out there. And it's like, I don't really need much of this. Granted, tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like we've gotten less of that this year than we have in the past. I haven't seen a lot of like, could potentially be interested. There's been a lot less of that, which is good. But now we're hitting that 1 week out zone, which like anything can happen now. Early. We're kind of in the danger zone here of any trade could happen from now until next Thursday. Coley, out there.
No, it's okay. I thought the key word and what Passan said, because it did read pretty gloomy, but he said the Red Sox weren't willing to go there yet.
There wasn't yet.
Pertains specifically to Joe Ryan, which made it seem like there's a package the Twins would take from the Red Sox, and the Red Sox aren't willing to mate it right now, which to me, what you were saying earlier, that feels like the Crochet talks, not even with just the Red Sox, but last year at the deadline, the White Sox were like, we want all this. Crochet was demanding an immediate extension. If
Roman Anthony.
It was a crazy, couldn't have been more against the Crochet package from when it was announced at the trade deadline up until we traded much less. And then it was just like, oh, that's awesome. Sick. I don't even care if we extend them for this price. And that's where it's like, yeah, if Joe Ryan today is going to cost more than Joe Ryan in December, obviously I'd love to win the World Series this year. But if I could just get Joe Ryan for less in 6 months, I'd rather do that.
And Passan prefaced to it that at this moment, to that point, it's like, at this moment, the Red Sox are not inclined to engage in any large scale deadline moves. It's like, okay, a lot can happen from now until next Thursday. I wouldn't be stunned if they get a frontline starter or like a Ryan or a Big Boobs, but it would be borderline very surprising if they make a move like that at this point from what we've heard or from what we haven't heard of where their interest is at.
I don't know.
I think like, they're sitting there with Duran on the same front. Where they're like, we believe we can get more.
Heard about the Joe Ryan stuff, it sounded like it was the Red Sox hesitance to include like Peyton Tolley and name your other top prospect or whatever. It didn't sound like a hesitance on the Twins side. It was like, do the Red Sox want to go full go? And then Passan said on the Hub tonight that, like, you know, if you have these relievers that are going to cost a couple 100 guys, like what's a guy like Joe Ryan going to cost? Like, everyone's got a price. The Red Sox can pay it. But the other thing that Passan said was a Joe Ryan trade could potentially cost more than what it costs to get Garrett Crochet. And like, that doesn't make any sense, but that could be just what the price is at the trade deadline versus what it could be in the offseason.
And that could be what the price is right now versus what it is at the deadline. Yeah. There's a chance that the price from now changes in a week. So it's hard to, any reports we hear or any vibes we can, you know, predict for what the Red Sox are going to do. I never want to get too invested into it until you come down to like, okay, clock's ticking. Like, this is the real deadline. You have to go right now. What are you willing to do right now? And with Breslow constantly saying he wants to be aggressive, I'm so invested in how aggressive he's going to be or how uncomfy he's willing to get. He got as uncomfy as you possibly could by trading away Rafael Devers. Is he willing to do that again at the deadline to potentially give this team a chance to make the World Series?
I obviously, when the deadline comes up, it consumes me. All I can think about is deals. All the Red Sox have been hearing back is like, your top two chips. We know you're not going to trade Anthony right now. We know you're not going to trade Meyer right now. Your top two chips are Jarren Duran and Wilyer Abreu. What if they trade both of them? If those are your best trade chips right now, and you really want to get some deals done, why not?
Is Rob just every day at that point?
I mean, you could bring up password. You could do that. Like, you
can't say you're seriously pushing for the playoffs if you deal both of those guys.
You're not selling. You're getting, those are your best chips to buy. So what are you getting back?
Yeah, you're saying using those kind of guys to get a Joe Ryan, exactly. To get a starter.
Yeah, to get someone better than some other players you have on your team.
That's what people are going to ask for. Like that's the
what they are
level
asking for.
No, that's the uncomfy level you're going to have to get to if you're going to get a Joe Ryan.
By the way, Yoshida and left, Anthony and right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, true.
We have an outfielder, despite what Jarren Duran tried to do to his ribs.
Yeah, he tried to knock him out to give him some more, flexibility on the roster.
That would be very funny if the Red Sox went from too many outfielders to like, I don't know.
Not enough.
I guess Massa is out there now.
Every day Yoshida would be something.
Yeah. I can't even imagine what you'd get back for those if you put both of them in a package.
I'm not even saying in the same deal. I'm saying like, we know the Padres have a fucking raging hard on for Jarren Duran.
Yes.
But if we also want Chris Bubich and they want a corner outfielder, it's like, we still got one of those. Like, I don't view either of those guys as untradeable. I've obviously made my stance pretty clear on who I would move. But if both of those guys are going to get you the best return possible, yeah, we'll figure it the fuck out. Kyle Tucker's a free agent this winter too. So like, let's really clear some space if we want to think big here.
It's easier to see them doing that now after Devers. It really is. It's nothing that gets floated out. I'm like, they're not going to do that. I don't think I'm ever saying they're not going to do that again. Like, I think that's just not part of the equation anymore.
Well, Jared just asked the question, like, what's the move no one sees coming if they're going to make a move? Having the problem of too many outfielders and then making it we have no outfielders would be absolutely the thing no one expects to have coming.
I would be very disappointed if they think, no offense to the password, if they think he can be Wilyer Abreu, because I don't believe
I didn't say that.
Tier. No, but if I'm saying in this scenario where like he would become like a chip where they're like, hey, he's a long-term piece, I'd have serious doubts for Craig Breslow if he thinks the password is going to be Wilyer Abreu.
This is a two-part question here. What do we think Wilyer Abreu's ceiling is, and what do we think the Red Sox think his ceiling is?
I think he's here, and it's a damn good player. You know, like a kid that can hit, 265, 270, get on base at a 350 clip, slug 450, something like that. Like, Gold Glove defense. Like, he's a fucking good player. It's just like, I think that if there's one knock on him, it's going to be the ability to hit lefties, but that's fine. Like, how many guys, by the way, Roman Anthony, for all the we're benching all the fucking prospects against lefties. He's been really good against lefties too. I don't know if you've seen those numbers recently, but the last month or so, he's been hitting lefties like top 20, top 25 hitter in all of baseball against lefties. And that comes with just saying, fuck it, let's let him face lefties and see what happens. And I think the Red Sox are kind of doing that a little bit this year with guys that they weren't letting do before. You have to be obviously selective about it, but yeah, if there's one knock on Wilyer, it's that. But overall, you're going to look at Wilyer and say, this is a pretty damn good player. Like, he's
great player.
He doesn't have to be an all-star or an MVP candidate, but you need guys like Wilyer on your team, and he's pretty fucking good.
I think he's asked to do too much, as is the case with a lot of the guys on this team right now. I think Jared kind of nailed it early on by saying he's Trot Nixon.
Venezuelan
Trot Nixon. Huh?
Venezuelan Trot Nixon.
Yeah. VTN. Mm-hmm. He should be like the 6-7 hitter. And instead we're like, can you and our catcher that we acquired be our 3-4 hitters? And it's like, that's not fair.
So yeah, he's actually slugging over 500.
He could be an all-star outfielder. Would not be
for sure. I think if he didn't get hurt this year, he's probably an all-star.
Because he leads you. I was actually comparing his stats to Raffy's, and they're eerily similar. And Wilyer's played in significantly fewer games.
I overshot his OBP and undershot his slug, but it basically equaled out to the same OPS that I had in my brain. It's 830. I was thinking like 850. He's an 850 OPS guy. He's 830 right now.
He's 127 OPS plus. He should be a top 10 right fielder year after year in baseball. Like, I still think there's another gear we're going to see him reach, but when you play a Gold Glove defense in the best right field in the sport, that's extremely valuable while having 30 homer power. Like, I think you're talking along the lines of like a prime Jay Bruce. Like, some of those big years, I think Wilyer Abreu can get to.
Yeah, I'm not looking to move him by any means, but if those are your best prospects, like that, if that's what other teams are telling you, I don't see how you don't entertain it.
Yeah, I think there's just so much that would have to come back in trades for it to all work out.
Sure, I'm not saying give them away.
Unlikely. Yeah, I would have to know what the trade packages are before I even like. It's hard to even envision something like that.
This is like with fantasy football coming up. This is what it feels like. We're like,
it feels like a fantasy football trade.
I don't want to have to trade that guy. It's like, well, you're not getting my second best player if you don't trade that guy. Like, that's what you have to do. It should feel painful when you're thinking about losing the guy if you're trying to get a Joe Ryan or a Chris Bubich. Like, that's the point of making these trades. But I think Breslow's willing to do it. It just comes down to if the prices match up.
I would also, if I was any team and like the Red Sox were saying, all right, like here's Jarren Duran, I'd immediately be like, well, I want Wilyer Abreu. Like, that would be my immediate follow up every time. It's like younger player, higher ceiling, both suck against lefties, but I think Wilyer has even shown a little bit more at times recently against lefties than Jarren Duran has, like, in a profile that will age well. Like, Wilyer should be able to play a really good right field for the next, call it 8-9 years. Jarren Duran's already looking rough in a corner at age 29. Like, what does that look like 2 years from now, 3 years, once you go through those last couple of years on the deal? Plus, Wilyer has another year of control beyond what Duran has.
Right. I mean, he's what? He's got 4 years of control. Like, how many games did he miss? I think he's played in 88 games this year. Sox are probably, how many games did they played? Like 100, over 100 at this point?
Like 105 or something.
Okay. So you could argue that this is like, you span his stats out here for a full season of Abreu. He could be over 30 RBI. He could be my favorite guy, the 30-100 guys, and then playing Gold Glove right field. Like, that's an all-star right there that you have 4 more years of control. I wouldn't want them to give up much more than that. I don't want them to give up Wilyer Abreu, but if he's part of a trade package, I can't think other teams expect to get much more on top of that, considering what he brings to the table.
Just for context, Jarren Duran has a 565 OPS.
I think he said consex. Just for consex.
Dude, what's up? I'm having a hard time tonight.
Consex.
565 OPS against lefties for Duran this year. Wilyer Abreu 686. It's 100 points higher.
Still bad.
Probably 100 less at bats.
Yeah, no, we're like flexing a 600.
No, but still, like, when you're talking like players and what you think, like Abreu's showing signs of life against lefties over time. Like, all right, maybe there's a way he can be playable against them. Jarren Duran.
What was Duran against
unplayable.
lefties last year, though? I feel like he hit lefties last year.
It couldn't have been.
No, it was below 700. I know that. It was 665. So it's what Duran or what Abreu is doing this year.
And you just flexed it.
Yeah, Duran's regressing against lefties.
Oh yeah, no, I heard you.
Like Jarren Duran's also 20. He's going to be 29 next season. We're talking a guy in Wilyer Abreu who's going to be 27 next season.
That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Blue Moons. Because Blue Moon was born in a ballpark at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado. So it's no wonder why you crave it. It's bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice. Ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience, perfect year-round. And for moments that you want a lighter option of your favorite beer, reach for Blue Moon Light. It's a refreshing wheat beer brewed with real tangerine peel for a lighter, exceptional taste at only 95 calories. T, I saw you drinking some Blue Moons in Pittsburgh, yeah?
What'd you say?
Inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round, a wheat beer from Blue Moon with exceptional taste and only 95 calories. Brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, tastes light and refreshing. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon Light. Blue Moon made brighter. Get Blue Moon delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared for delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Suck one,
yeah. Oh,
T,
yeah.
Moons in Pittsburgh, T.
Oh, yeah. Wait, do I have my phone? I do. I have a picture of me with a moon.
Wow.
I was going to post it, but I forgot. Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some moons, yeah.
Here we go.
Get a pic.
Fresh moon.
Let them know, T.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Good moon at a ballpark photo right there, T. Good job.
I was out there repping. Come on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love to see
Jared
that.
just gave you the perfect alley-oop, and you had that ready, and you just didn't even use it. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah. That was like right before the trip got flipped, I think. But it was the bobblehead. The bobblehead we agreed looks like Coley, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
It is Coley. It doesn't just
shout out Mac.
Zoom in on that. Yep. Coley bobblehead night at the Pirates.
Known Pirates guy.
Yeah, it was a crazy day, man. The amount of people were there, I did not expect it to be that insane.
What do you mean?
Were you across the bridge?
Average Fenway crowd. He couldn't believe it.
No, but the line, I had never stood in a line like that to get into a game where it was like past the Roberto Clemente Bridge, like halfway up the following street. Like we got there 2.5 hours before gates opened, and we were halfway through the bridge. I almost died. Like this was truly the closest I've ever been to
Every
death.
time that T does something or goes somewhere, he's like, I almost fucking died, dude. Like,
if we had a montage
so
of the amount
hot.
of times you just said, I almost died, I think there's like 20 of them in Section 10 history.
It was great. It was 90 degrees. The sun was beating down on me. I couldn't find water no matter what I did. I just went to the...
What did you do?
Major League Ballpark.
No, what did you do to find that water too? You're just standing in a line. We just looking for it and you couldn't find it.
What's the name of that restaurant everyone goes to in Pennsylvania?
Brothers.
Yes, I went there. I got a steak sub and they put fucking coleslaw on it. I guess that's what they do. Whatever. Get the coleslaw out of here. But I downed that. We got some like potato mozzarella wedges. Me and Puff really feasted out. We had a couple drinks.
Shut up, Puff.
And we were just going to explore Pittsburgh. We wanted to see what was out there. And we got down to the downtown city area and we got chased away a bit by some of the things going on down there. Rough area. A lot of bad things going on. I saw children being put to work. It was traumatizing. This poor kid, they were having him like break dance at like 6 years old. And I was like, I tipped him. He was killing it. But we started walking towards the ballpark because I wanted to see the team store and maybe get a drink at another bar down there. We realized the line is fucking already ridiculous. So we were like, we have to get in it. And then it just turned into you couldn't move. Puff sent me to go get water. I couldn't find water. I tried. No. I battled. I wanted the water.
I bet it was
the river's
super easy
right
to
there.
find.
There's so much water everywhere. You're on a bridge.
Yeah.
I was a bit dazed by the heat, and I didn't read on the sign that someone was willing to take Cash App for water instead of just actual cash. So we suffered very badly. It was called deer water or something like that, but it looked tasty. But we made it in, but I was not doing well when we got into the ballpark. Neither was Puff. We were very dehydrated, very not well.
Yeah.
They said it was crazier than the Paul Skeens bobblehead night, though. Those are the only two like things this year they said that have like brought that kind of crowd, and apparently the Mac Miller one was even bigger than that.
Is Mac Miller from Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I would hope so if that's the reaction the bobblehead got. Yeah.
Famously from Pittsburgh.
I was in the team store trying to figure out what to buy, and I settled on this $50 chain.
$50?
$50. Well, $46.
Wait, Tyler.
I got robbed. I know. I knew I was getting robbed. Yes.
Dude, that cost them $4.6 to make. Way less than that. That probably cost like $2 to make.
The quality of the chain really stands out when you have it around your neck. You may not be able to see it, or you might not be able to tell by the sound of it.
46.
Are you gonna wear it to the trade deadline stream?
I'll wear it. I'll rock it.
Yeah, we're doing a stream trade deadline day. It's an off day for the Red Sox. The plan is probably like noonish to about 15 minutes after the deadline, just in case some stuff rolls in. And I don't know that we can promise special guests. It'll just be the fellas. Jake, could we get special guests even if we wanted them to?
Yeah, we just gotta have headphones, but we could pipe people in.
Yeah, I think we gotta figure out like a setup that's like maybe could we get Mikey filming it like guerrilla style almost? Like I don't want to have him carrying a camera for 6 hours. Like you put on a tripod, but like if we have people on laptops at the bar, but then like people on laptops in the movie theater seats, and Mikey's just going from like person to person, be like, what are you hearing? What are you reading? Like, is there a way to make it like guerrilla style? Can we do that?
We could fuck around with it.
Or can we do like a 2-camera setup? Do you have a Switch?
I believe we do, yeah. Gotta check.
All right, yeah. Like if we have like a multi-camera setup to where we have like, you know, people at the bar and people all over the place, we make it like very like newsroomy. Like that's my vision for it, is newsroomy. Yes, T.
I want a GoPro.
For?
I don't know. I feel like the tie cam would be very popular.
I don't trust you having a live camera looking at whatever's on your laptop, dude.
What does that mean?
It would be flipped. So
on mine?
The whole stream would get flipped, dude.
There's nothing on my laptop.
A lot of hentai.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Let's not judge.
A lot of what's that shit you watch?
That's
Pokemon porn.
Pokemon porn. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm not watching any Pokemon. Fuck.
I bet you
have
do.
Standards, okay? I have dignity.
Yeah, you watch Digimon porn.
I actually fuck with Pokemon Digimon, not the porn, but I do fuck with Digimon. Yeah. I got a new Digimon action figure the other day.
I bet you did, brother. I bet you did.
It's not a sexual one either. It's just a regular action figure.
Good. Yeah. So trade deadline, Coley.
Well, we're talking deadline. Is there anyone like what are we, 9 days out? 7 days out? A week out of the deadline?
Yeah, a week from today.
Is there a player you want to claim that you feel confident the Red Sox, he will be on the Red Sox, that isn't currently on the Red Sox right now?
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Okay.
Busser only called his shot tonight.
Huh?
Busser only called his shot on the broadcast.
What do you say?
He essentially said there's a lot of rival teams that believe Josh Naylor is going to end up on the Red Sox.
He felt pretty confident in it. He said it multiple times. Yeah.
Josh Naylor to the Sox?
Which I do think he's the kind of guy. It wouldn't be quite Schwarber, but like intensity wise, how the fan base may connect with him, he probably could bring you a similar like, fuck yeah, this feels like a guy who's been here his entire career.
Yeah, I think his attitude would be very welcome.
He's crazy. And he hates Garrett Cole.
Exactly. That's the other half of it. But can you imagine the nuts thing? Like if he pulled that shit out, like, oh my God, people would die here.
Is he having that good of a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Coley's been on this for a while.
It was like 840 OPS or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not the same homer power as last year, but
Wilyer. Yeah, he's hitting 293 with an 810 OPS. He's got 11 homers and 19 doubles. Getting on base at a 361 clip. God damn.
Yeah, I think like when you say no rentals, I largely agree, but I agree based off the price. Like, how much is it actually going to cost to get Josh Naylor? From what I've seen, it's a price I'm willing to pay.
I mean, it sounds like that's the same for O'Hearn. I'm just going to stick with O'Hearn because if the little birdie thing turns true, then I got to ride that wave. But
sure.
I think he's got an $8 million club option for next year.
Didn't like have like that wasn't a scoop though.
No, I know. I feel better about. There's been some more discussion with said source, and I do feel more confident in it than I did probably when I initially said it on Fox News.
Wait a second. Is your source the Orioles mascot?
No.
That's a big birdie.
Source.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a little bird. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, okay. It takes me a while to put things together. That is a big birdie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is a little birdie.
Little birdie, yeah.
Any relation to the Orioles?
Well, I can't confirm that. I mean, you know what sources. You don't give away
you don't
info.
give up the sources, but I'm trying to get you to tell me.
No, I get it. But Jared, Stevie stats real quick. 92nd percentile and outs above average for Ryan O'Hearn. Love to see that. So could see it happening. Could see him in a Sox uni.
What are you gonna kiss him? What's going on? Why do you like?
Coley said we got to predict who we think is going to be.
I like Ryan O'Hearn quite a bit as well. I will join
that would
Steven.
move me 0, and it's not
a fan.
No, when I saw, and this is like so hack out of Moneyball, the beginning of Moneyball. When I saw his wife utterly shocked to be at the All-Star game, I said, "This is not a winning player."
It's not good. I mean, his immediate reaction to the Devers trade was just like praising him for getting out of the American League so that he could be the DH. I thought that was funny though. He seems like a chill dude.
That was funny. I have nothing wrong with this. Is just that's the guy you trade for, and it's like, how did we miss the playoffs? It's like, well, we trade for Ryan O'Hearn.
Wow, that's very pointed.
He has the defensive advantage over a Naylor who is not very good defensively.
Listen, we haven't had a good defensive first baseman. I had someone yelling at me today about Schwarber being like, where was he supposed to play? We haven't had a better first baseman since he played first base. Like,
I can tell anyone who was around that offseason, if you're telling me like, oh, there was no way to bring Schwarber back. We had talked a million times. I didn't even know. Did I even know you guys at that time? I don't think I did, but there were a million ways to make Kyle Schwarber work on the big league roster, whether it was trading JD Martinez, who was already showing signs of decline. I wanted Bobby Delbick traded over that offseason, but they felt like they wanted to give him an opportunity until Casas was ready. But Casas was supposed to be up sooner than people thought that year.
He was.
People forget the high ankle sprain. But Kyle Schwarber should have been on the Red Sox. You could have found a way to keep him on the Red Sox.
I floated this take in the scoop shop, and I really believe it. Like, I think it's as bad of a fuck up as the Mookie trade.
Well, especially when you doubled down with the Yoshida signing. You doubled down and made it worse.
Yeah. Awful.
For more money, by the way.
Yeah, like for essentially what would have been the same AAV in more years.
Yeah,
crazy.
Schwarber's just threatened for the NL home run crown every year that he's been there.
He hits a home run every game. Don't look up the stats, but every game he hits a home run.
And he's a culture guy.
No doubter, too. I haven't seen Kyle Schwarber.
Has he hit one cheapie his entire career? It's always on his knee like, holy shit, I crushed that one again, too. Bang! That one's leaving the entire state of Pennsylvania.
Second deck again. Kyle Schwarber. Yeah, that was a miss. But, I mean, the way the core has been talking, it feels like he's like, yeah, we're signing this dude in the offseason.
Throw the flag. Somebody throw the flag.
Yeah.
If I was the Phillies, I'd be calling the office today.
Yeah. I mean, Cora is out here being like, yeah, so it sucks that he's hitting home runs against us in this series, but he's going to be doing that for us next year. Promise. I promise you.
This might be another Bregman situation because for Craig, like Craig doesn't want a guy who can only DH. And I think at this point in time with Schwarber, like if you're this hung up on your defense and the options you have, what else are you going to do? Unless they try to tell him to play first base.
It's another offseason of convincing a team to take Masataka Yoshida. My poor son, Masataka Yoshida. He's just no one here wants. The fans love him. But boy, do the Red Sox want him. Teammates love him. The fans love him. Yeah, the air mark workers love him. But I don't envision this offseason concluding without either a trade or trade rumors regarding our young sweet boy.
He's gonna have to hit better for any hope of that right now. He had a double today though.
There you go.
He's got Schwarber 165 home runs, 378 RBIs. 379. They're going to
retire his number in Philly
since leaving the Red Sox.
That's the part that I think the Red Sox, whoever was ultimately in charge, whether it was Heim, whoever, if Schwarber had played here, he wouldn't be the face of the Red Sox. He would be the face of Boston athletics as a whole. like by a lot. A lot. If he had just played here.
We're taking your boy Tatum and Jalen out of the equation here?
Yeah. Listen, do you know what Kyle Schwarber looks like? And do you know the city we're talking about? Like that.
No, I know. He does look like he's from
play.
Here. Yeah. And he's got a sense of humor, too. Like that moment in the playoffs, tipping the cap after making the play. I'm like, this guy's the perfect fit. He's the absolute perfect fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that scares me with the Phillies is the Kevin Long connection, but it seems like they even know they're going to need to restructure that roster unless they win it all, and then they're going to hand out a bunch of bad contracts like most teams do, and it'll be what it is. I'm
gonna say something real quick here. It has to do with the Atlanta trip, Jerry. No, it's a good thing.
Okay.
This isn't tampering because we can talk about anything. We're not, on the team. We're not the manager of the team. Mm-hmm. So when we're on the red carpet there for the All-Star game, some players come over. A lot of them just want to go through and just get into the clubhouse, get their photos. Just kind of at that point, they've had a lot of media availability. There are some folks, some players, as you would expect, that came over and dapped up one Jerry Carrabis. The one that mattered the most, the one that felt the most authentic was Kyle Schwarber. Yeah. It was a wink and a dap, which if you're doing winky dap, that's a big deal. T?
He did a winky dap, T.
Mm-hmm. When you had that moment with Schwarber and you guys embraced, did it feel like when I embrace you?
Why did T make this about himself?
Sorry.
Yeah. So
unsure.
I feel like we have similar hugs.
Yeah, but so the thing about hugging UT is you're not a comfortable hug.
No,
and
I'm uncomfortable.
what I mean by that is
a lot of muscle.
T doesn't know how to process affection. So you know how when you want to go pick up your puppy to hold them and give them affection, but they think that you're picking them up to put them in the crate. That's like hugging T. Like he's like, I want to give you affection, but I feel like you're gonna do something bad to me. Like you don't trust the people that are giving you hugs. Like I don't think that you accept like the genuine affection that is intended when you get a hug. So you exude nervous energy when you hug back. You're like, when's the bad part coming? And like, there's no bad part.
I don't think he wants to be the one to let go last. So I think he beats everyone to it and lets go first.
Yeah. Like I feel like when I hug you, I have to force my affection into your through osmosis. I'm like, just take the love.
You gotta fuck me emotionally.
Nope. Just like this is a hug meant with love. It's not a precursor to kidnapping you or putting you in a cage. It's just a hug, and one day you'll get there.
I need to be touched more.
A wild animal cornered. It's gonna tense up in some spots because it doesn't trust it.
Yes, that's like hugging T. But Schwarber, it was like wink, and then he came over and he was like, bam, fuck.
By the way, kid in his left hand.
Yeah.
Dap with the right. Like that.
Yeah.
He had every excuse to not go dap. He could have gone winky. He went winky dap, which you just don't normally get.
Yeah. Yeah. Kyle from Waltham is a real one. I'll always be a fan, even if he doesn't come back home to Waltham next year. But I feel like that's going to be an off-season narrative. I feel like Kyle coming home is going to be a storyline of the winter. I don't know.
I can already see us doing those promos. I can already see Bones cooking it.
We can't use that song anymore because Diddy's fucking weird. Oh, that stinks. It's a good song. It's a good song. It's a good song for the I guess the theme of him coming back to Waltham, but we can't use the song. Aw. Is there another song about
coming home?
He didn't write the chorus,
place
though.
Where I belong.
Enough for me. Yeah.
Let's play that one when he comes back.
The boys are back in town.
Not bad.
Maybe if they get Kyle and
hey, our coworker Mace. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know you like that.
We could have Skylar Gray perform it. She did a great interview recently I watched. You guys ever watch Daniel Walls on YouTube?
No.
He's really good. He interviews songwriters and people who work behind the scenes in the music industry.
Who?
He's just look him up. You'll see.
What's his name?
Daniel Walls.
Daniel Walls?
Yes.
That's not a real name.
What do you mean?
You ever met a Walls before?
I don't know why he calls himself that. I don't know if that's his real last name.
You guys ever watch Jim Dores? He does these YouTube videos. They're incredible.
Yeah.
I watched his Skylar Grey interview. It touched me.
Come on my podcast.
She's wrote like so many massive songs.
Oh, it's a woman.
Yes.
No, the
Daniel Wall is a guy.
I thought he was saying Daniel Walls was a lady. That's
crazy. I thought so too. Yeah. This is Skylar
Grey.
Floors Gray.
Sing some Skylar Grey for me, T.
Love the way you lie.
That's Rihanna.
No, she wrote that song for her.
Okay, but it's Rihanna that sings it.
Oh, but
Skylar Grey was on like 19 Eminem hooks, and you chose a song that she wrote with Eminem but didn't actually sing on.
Can you sing a little more, T?
Yeah, sing a song that she actually sang.
Voices in the air. Oh, she did. I need a doctor. I need a doctor.
Yeah, that was
that song. Am I?
I don't know.
Did I nail that? Is that her on that song?
Written in the scars.
No,
is it one of those.
No.
I don't.
What song am I thinking of?
That video is rough. That kid watches his mom get piped down in that song. Tiny Tempo.
What?
Yeah. What? You ever seen the music video for that song?
No.
Yeah, no. His mom's like getting fucked. Like,
Esther Dean is who I'm thinking of. Who's Esther Dean? I don't know. Whatever. It's not Skylar Grey though. What's a Skylar Grey song? Jake, do you know Skylar Grey?
Don't know any Skylar Grey songs.
All right,
I just did
Skylar.
Wow, she got a great voice. She did sing that song, T.
What song?
The Love of the Way You Lie. Wow, she good.
What?
She wrote it and did the reference track, and then Rihanna was like, I want it. I think she might have wrote Diamonds too for Rihanna. Maybe.
I'm coming home. That's her on that song, though.
Yep.
That's why she got brought up. Yeah.
You know what? Jake, book Skylar Grey. She's got to come on the pod to sing some songs for us. I want Skylar Grey to come on and sing the songs that we thought that she sang, but it wasn't her. To see what it was.
We need
like
it
if she did. Yeah. T was just about to tell us about Brunt, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
What else would I be doing?
I don't know.
Was rocking the hat in Pittsburgh.
I was. Some people put out some pictures of me from the ballpark. I'm sorry if I looked a little rough. I was battling a little bit here. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my Brunt hats or boots or any of the cool things they sent over in front of me right now. Does anyone here have anything in front of them?
No, I don't have anything on my feet right now.
Well, that's okay. Let me tell you a little bit about it so you can maybe consider buying something or getting into it. But our founder, or the founder, Eric Gerard, grew up blue collar and started Brunt workwear after his friends in the trades kept telling him the big brands had stopped listening and hadn't changed in 100 years. They had sold out to become fashion brands. His buddies encouraged him to start a brand built for them, and that's why all Brunt products are named after the guys he grew up with, real hardworking tradesmen. Imagine if we did something like that and you named things after all of us. The Steve, the Coley, the Jared, the Jake. Be pretty cool. But choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they wrecked your feet. I'm someone with massive feet problems. I don't have much curve in my foot structure. So these boots allow me to kind of be flexible, athletic, especially in snow, which usually slows me down. Brunt thought that was BS, though, that, people couldn't get the best of both worlds. So they built tough boots that feel great from day one. No break-in, no sore feet. Because people out there doing the real work shouldn't have to choose between comfort and durability. A lot of you guys know Puff. I talk about him a lot. No one is a bigger fan of Brunt than him. He talks about it all the time. When I have extra stuff that they do send over, I give it to him because he is blue collar. He's out there busting his ass and working hard every day. So he gives it his stamp of approval, which to me is the biggest thing you can do to a brand like this. These are no doubt the most comfortable work boots I've ever worn, and they felt comfortable right out of the box. No long, painful break-in like all those other brands, but they're not just comfortable, they're built to perform. Whether you need waterproof, safety toe, soft toe, pull on, or lace up, they got options that can handle whatever job site you're walking into, and Brunt stands behind what they make. You can wear them to work, and if they're not right for you, send them back. I don't know any other brand doing that. That's a company that believes in their product. Right now, for a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt when you use code Section10 at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com, use the code Section10, and you're good to go.
Thank you.
For you, anything.
Wow. Yeah, that Schwarber tweet did numbies. People really miss Schwarber.
It's a lot to miss.
It's a much different timeline.
Can you think of another player that spent half a season in Boston that I guess maybe the caveat is wasn't on a championship team? Can you think of because I was thinking like Orlando Cabrera,
Steve
or something
Pearce.
like that. Steve Pearce.
Yeah.
I don't think Pearce was as loved as Schwarber.
No, I don't even think it's all that close.
No, and he friggin'
as
what
far
more could he
as
have possibly done?
Is there all right? So I'll rephrase. Is there a half season Red Sox player on a championship team that was more beloved than Kyle Schwarber was on a non-championship team?
No.
I wouldn't put Jake Peavy above him.
No, for sure not.
Doesn't it feel like that list doesn't end up being that long because the guy either has control or they bring him back? Like I can't think off the top of my dome of a lot of half season guys that mattered on championship teams.
Doug Minkiewicz, Orlando Cabrera.
Yeah, they went crazy in 04.
We all hate Eric Gagne.
Yeah, Eric Gagne doesn't make the cut.
To me,
13,
the closest isn't a direct one because obviously he played a full year here and it's different, but it's Adrian Beltre.
Correct.
Like to me in my brain, that's
Beltre's
what
the
it
first
goes
one
to.
that came up.
Yeah. But that's a
short time.
I mean, Cabrera and Minkiewicz, you just can't top that for what it meant. That's in its own class. But
Dave
it's not
Roberts,
super common that you get
Dave
a guy
Roberts.
For that stretch. He was decent.
Honestly, the best half season deal outside of Schwarber was the trade with the Dodgers where we gave them Beckett and Gonzalez and Punto and Kyle Crawford.
Yeah, James Loney went crazy. yeah. Thank God.
It did piss me off that he went to Tampa and just started hitting.
Alan Webster and fucking Robbie De La Russa. Who else was in that deal?
Jerry Sands. And
Jerry
Ivan
Sands.
Day.
Jerry Sands. Did he ever make it to the big leagues?
Not with the Red Sox.
Maybe with like the Pirates?
I think you're right, Coley. Nope.
Okay.
Rays, Cleveland, and Chicago, 14, 15, 16.
Shout out Jerry Sands, man. What up? The Sandman?
Ivan Day. Jesus. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes. He actually, he came up with the Red Sox, yeah?
Yep. He played 8 games in 2012.
Did he hit a homer?
No. Didn't have a hit.
He thought about it, though.
Oh, yeah.
All that matters.
Remember Yamaiko Navarro?
Of course. Shout him out.
Yeah, I remember being, what year was that? That had to have been like 2010, somewhere in there. I remember being in the bleachers and some dude was shit-faced and Yamaiko Navarro came to the plate and he just kept hammering the seat in front of him and he was going, yeah, to try and just will Yamaiko Navarro to victory. Didn't happen. I think he struck out, but just that type of you don't get that type of first-hand player-specific cheering anywhere else.
177 average with the Red Sox for Yamaiko.
Yeah, good player.
He's no Mauro Gomez, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
I was searching old Schwarber tweets from 21 because I forgot he wasn't hitting dingers when he first came back, but he would get on base like 3 times a game. And I remember people being like, this guy fucking sucks. So I got so angry about that again all over. But then I found a tweet where it's just like, if they had lost a game, I can't remember how, but it was just like, but the 2 fellas who really carried him tonight were Schwarber and Jairo Munoz. And it's like, we really had it all. We had it all in 21 and we didn't even know.
Yeah. I want to say maybe it was because the audio was cut that Rays broadcast, the Ceddanne Rafaela walk-off home run, that had to be the loudest that Fenway Park was since the Kyle Schwarber Grand Slam. I think T maybe said the Rafael Devers walk-off this year. I disagree. I don't think it was that, like, it didn't stand out to me as being much louder than any other like walk-off home run that I've been to. But like the Rafaela one was deafening.
Dude, he was hitting with the Sox. 291. He had a 957 OPS. Like, we think of Schwarber getting on all the time. He's a career what's his career? 231. Yeah. So it's like, he obviously strikes out a lot, and he's not just racking up a bunch of hits. When he gets them, he gets them. Like, that's Kyle Schwarber. He's going to get the most bang for his buck out of a swing than basically anybody in baseball. But that was the thing I loved the most, is that he was getting on base a ton with the Red Sox. And then, like, the huge homers happen in the playoffs, and then you let him go. Just sucks.
Didn't 435 on base.
Yeah, like I remember they put him in the leadoff spot at one point. Yeah, but it's so easy to forget that it was weeks until he came back. Like I think you even got Pouty Alex Cora.
Games.
Yeah, you got games. Cora was not super happy post deadline. You know, waiting for Schwarber to come back. The team was sinking, and then between Bob going off, which I'll tip my cap to him, and then Schwarber doing what he did, that kind of changed the course of everything.
So you think that the Red Sox don't go on the run they go on in 21 without Bob, right?
Definitely needed Bob. I will not fight that one.
Wow.
That's big.
Bobby Dahlbeck.
I think he went deep at AAA tonight.
All he does is go deep, dude.
Mm-hmm.
AAA, yeah.
You're in fucking 0A, dickhead.
0 A's to your name.
Yeah.
That was uncalled for.
I mean, I don't know if
not a single A in the bunch.
He's got a higher WAR than Wong, so like Milliken's stats not looking that bad.
Listen, all I'm saying here, negative 0.8 WAR for Bobby Dahlbeck in his career.
All right,
mine's better than that.
All right.
Why are we?
All right.
Come on, T.
Is that a
hands on the trigger? T. Hands on the trigger.
Why is it funny when we do it to Connor Wong, but it's not funny when we do it to Bobby Dahlbeck?
Because he's here. Connor Wong is actively contributing to the Red Sox not performing well.
Demise.
Yeah. Bobby Dahlbeck is a sweet angel just trying to make it back to the big leagues. Leave him alone.
Just trying to survive, T.
30-year-old man.
Whoa, T.
See ya. Get fucked. Get fucked.
He's younger than Spencer Jones, I'll have you know.
Yeah.
He could have avoided that one. That was such an avoidable one. You gave him a lot of chances. You had your hand on the trigger for like 20 minutes, and he just
long leash. Yeah. I mean, usually it's like any Bob slander is an automatic smell you later, and he just kept pushing it.
He's probably gonna say something else here too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's like AC. Sometimes you can tell he wants to get tossed. Sometimes you can tell he really doesn't want to, and. Right there. I was okay.
Do you have any thoughts on getting tossed on an episode you weren't on again?
Yeah, very unfair. I don't feel like that was my responsibility to remember that. I feel
like
that's
your own segment.
No. Listen,
again, the point.
What do you call the guy who runs the circus?
The ringleader.
Thank you. Who's the ringleader around here?
Jake.
Wrong. I don't know how you got the answer wrong. That was horrendous.
Come on.
I'm never wrong.
Jared, you are the ringleader, and I expect you to know what needs to be wrong.
Okay, he's the lion tamer.
Yeah. And the
you're
counter
the freak.
To that, yeah, you're the bearded lady.
Here he is, the
freak. Do you ever see the picture where they're like the fattest man in 1885? He's just like your typical fat guy today.
Yeah.
he's just a regular fat. Yeah,
I'm like nothing crazy about him.
Fat. My counter to that is, don't you think that if we just didn't do weather, that Steve wouldn't be like, excuse me? I'm sure that has happened.
I'm sure
done
that before. Yes,
yeah,
I've been like
there's been
Jerry,
times
and then you're like, oh,
right.
fuck, right.
I'll be like,
I did it the previous
thoughts,
episode.
And then Steve's like, hello, weather.
The previous episode, I had to tell you to do the Taikus.
So you have done it before.
I have.
So you're admitting that further
proves
the past,
the point.
Yeah. So yeah, awful argument.
I want my artistry to be wanted.
Terrible lawyer.
I want my artistry to be wanted.
It is wanted. I wasn't in my normal workspace.
Oh yeah, that was part of it too, because the music.
That was all of it.
when Jake was sitting there and he was yelling at you guys to stop fucking playing music and he was like this, I was like, we better not do the taikus that way.
Jake did what?
When you guys were playing the fucking like positivity horn, Jake was there like stop because it sounded like dog shit.
No, I was telling them when to dance and when not to dance.
Oh, okay. See, I misinterpreted. I apologize.
That's crazy. That's what you thought he was doing.
I thought that's what he was saying. I thought he was saying it sounded bad.
They were actively talking to him. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it did. I guess it did sound like shit. People complained, but it's like we didn't have our normal setup. Like, what the fuck?
I couldn't hear it.
I already know every episode people are going to complain about something. It's just like that's the nature of the internet. Is like, hey, we got a 2.5 hour podcast, but there was this 5-second part of it that I didn't like, so I'm going to go post about it right now. Those people are the worst. You can get fucked. But I think that one was legit. It's like, I forgot the taikus. I took my suspension for it. The audio wasn't tremendous. It's because we were in a fucking hotel. But it is what it is. You know, we do our best. We got to do our best. And we're going to do our best on Thursday for the live stream of the trade deadline. Cole, are you going to be able to make it, or do you want to stream in, or what?
Yeah, well, I mean, we got a week, you know.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
We got a lot of time to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Just saying.
Papa's, though. I know Papa's is going to be a part of it.
Oh, can we get breadsticks?
I think, yes. I mean, if we're going to be done at 6, we can go to Papa's and have like a pizza
Oh, my
party.
God. Wait a second.
Yeah.
If we did in-person Papa's,
I think that's
we're
probably
buying
what
the
play
whole
is.
menu. Because, no
Yeah.
socks
Also-
that night. That's a good point.
No socks.
Sally will be there.
Could be.
No guarantee on that. Yeah.
I'll make sure.
Potentially, you never know. I don't know if she's moved on to greener pastures. But yeah, a nice little pizza party at Papa's after. That could be a play.
My goodness. Please.
Can we wear hats like it's a birthday party?
I don't know if they do hats at Papa's.
I'll buy
I
them.
don't think so.
What
I
kind
don't
of
think they're
hat
into
would
that,
you wear?
that kind of goofy
A
stuff.
cone.
What? That's a dunce cap.
No, that says like happy birthday.
But
it's
he's
a
talking
birthday
the party hats.
Yeah.
Oh, the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Well, that's
small
like a
cone.
birthday. It's nobody's birthday.
Yeah, we could just get the pizza tea. I mean, I think Papa's in person is a big enough party.
Cole,
If the Red Sox acquire someone substantial, T can get hats.
Yeah.
Then we go to like a Dick's Sporting Goods and we get a firearm for T.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you were like, we're just gonna go celebrate at Dick's Sporting Goods. You're like, I'll let you guys get one big item at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
If the Red Sox get a big player, you can get one thing on me.
Yeah, one thing at Dick's.
We get a crossbow. We set T out loose in the wild. We try and hunt him.
All right. You get one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sox get a big player, you can potentially kill T. That's what's on the line here.
Yeah,
I have a
everyone gets
crossbow.
one arrow.
Why do you have a crossbow?
Well, it's technically my sister's. She trains during the winter months.
That
The
I can
fuck?
see.
What?
My sister's into weird hobbies, and that's one of the hobbies she's picked up. So we have like a big, like moving, it's like a big foam cube, and she puts it at different points of the yard, and she runs around with her bow and shoots it.
What other weird hobbies does she have?
She likes to climb trees. She's super into that. And she has gear to do it. We used to live in a very wooded area, so she was able to really push that passion pretty far. She crochets. That's her other thing.
Oh, there we go.
She makes like little Pokemon ones for me.
Okay.
So she's just active.
Yeah, she has a lot of hobbies.
Yeah, she's doing shit that like every winter I'm thinking to myself, okay, we need to detach from baseball. We need to find new hobbies. And then I never do it. And your sister's out there just climbing trees and shooting arrows and shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Archery's sick. If I had my old house still with that yard and no neighbors, I would have an archery set up in my backyard for sure.
Yeah. I'd be too afraid. I don't want to kill something.
You just shoot a foam box or a target.
I know.
I was going to get like one of those fake deer with like target points on it.
Yeah. If I catch a bug in my house, I literally like put it on a piece of toilet paper and bring it outside and let it go on like the front desk.
I'm murking whatever bug gets in this house, bro. I'm stomping on it.
We've seen you almost burn down your house trying to kill a wasp.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, don't remind me of that. That was bad.
I'll kill flies though. Those motherfuckers. Yeah, I hate flies. But every other like bug, I'm trying to catch that and let it out outside. But flies.
You talk spiders out?
It depends. Like they move too quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like any like beetle or anything like that, like yeah, ants. Yeah, I'll try and catch. Yeah, I'll try and catch bugs and let them out outside. Yeah. But the spiders, I mean, the girls, they fucking shriek like there's a masked murderer in the house. Being the designated spider killer, you know, I mean, that's a tough job.
You can't kill the spiders. Are too important to the home ecosystem.
I agree. Yeah,
and they leave you alone.
I was gonna say they don't give a damn about us. I see a spider. I'm like, what's up, brother? Like, if you need anything, let me know. Like, I'm over here. It's all good.
I read something
on where they are.
They move. They got a bunch of legs. They can get out of there.
I had a second cousin who had some really bad spider bites.
Brian Johnson, I believe, got bit by a spider and it like fucking almost evaporated his whole torso.
That was like a brown recluse spider. Like that was down in the Carolinas, wasn't it?
That was Greenville.
Yeah, those ones, brown recluse, you gotta fight for sure.
Those are built a little different,
yeah. We don't have those up here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
One just texted him. He said I'm outside.
You talking shit?
Selfie.
It's in his closet.
Come outside, pussy boy.
How do you let that thing bite you?
He was asleep.
Oh no. Oh my God. I'd move.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Dear God. I need to see a brown I mean, these spiders are gigantic. Oh, okay. So they're like,
which one?
They're like the size of like $50.
Yeah.
I'd get a gun to shoot these things.
They're an issue for sure.
Yeah. Still terrifying, but not as big as I would have guessed.
Yeah, those legs go away. I'd be scared of a cluse.
No. Yeah, it's not like an Australian size spider, but it packs a mighty wallop.
You ever see the spiders in Texas?
No.
Yeah, they're the size of dogs.
They just walk around.
Is it like the same logic? Like if you just step on one of these, do they die immediately?
No, they take your shoe off and they throw it back at
Start sucking on your toes.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta find me one of these.
Yeah. Yeah, the brown recluse, they don't play. They'll suck the shit out of your toes.
Kill them all.
Yeah. And honestly, Steve, it reminds me a lot about Ethos.
Big time.
It reminds me about Ethos, Jared. That's actually exactly what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally exactly what I was gonna say, which is crazy.
What were you gonna say about Ethos?
Specifically, I was going to say a lot of us know that we need life insurance to protect our family's financial future, Jared.
That's right. Yep.
If anything happens to us. And one of the biggest excuses for putting it off might be that you think it's too expensive. But with Ethos, you can get affordable life insurance easily online. You love Ethos, right, Jerry?
I love Ethos so much that I trust not just my family, but everyone else's family with Ethos.
100%, including Alex Bregman's, who's still got the trophy. The traditional life insurance process is complicated, but Ethos has made it fast and easy. Life insurance is more affordable than you think. With Ethos, you can get a free quote and customize a rate that fits your budget. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. That's a lot of coverage, folks. And I love this part. Some policies as low as $2 a day, billed monthly. That is a beautiful thing. Lock in your rate today since premiums can go up as you age. Ethos makes it fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. No medical exam required. You just answer a few health questions 100% online. Get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry. 3 million families, that's a lot of families, folks, have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. Ethos has a 4.8 out of 5 stars rating on Trustpilot with over 2,400 reviews. Jared, protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote today at ethos.com/section10. That is ethos.com/section10.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Ethos.
Shout him out.
Take.
Gone some Marcelo Meyer updates since the pod started.
Please.
Wristy do. What do we got?
Yeah, so after the game, he had a splint on his wrist. Cotillo followed up, or Cotillo, excuse me. It may have been classified as a brace, plastic protective thing on his wrist. He was downcast and said he expects to have an MRI. He said, I don't know right now. I just iced it. It feels in some pain, but hopefully it's not too serious and I can get back on the field soon. But he is going for an MRI on it.
Yeah, been there, brother. I mean, it's a pain in the balls. It's I think it's something that you can play through. It's just gonna be aggravated. That's gonna be one of those things where maybe he's playing with this through the rest of the year, unless he has, I don't know, 3 weeks off. Like, the risk can be a motherfucker. I know that it's like you don't think of it. It's like, oh, if you didn't break it or you didn't sprain it, then how bad could it be? Like, you can do some shit to your tendons in your wrist, and it's just a pain in the fucking balls for a month. And that's if you're putting it in the brace every single night when you go to sleep, and then it's hard to work out with. So yeah, that's probably something. I mean, did it say right or left?
I believe. Hold on. It's his right wrist.
Yeah. So I mean, you're throwing with that hand. The wrist sucks, dude. I've torn both of my wrists. But my left one I tore real good in 2017. It didn't feel good for another year after that. And you
just working out?
Yes. But like, yeah, it depends. Like the recovery, it could be a month, it could be a fucking year that you still feel it. And then like the wrist, all like the bone, like the little ass bones in there and the tendons, it can be so, I guess, fragile that in order to prevent injury in the future, you have to change up everything that you do, like workout wise. Like, you can't like do the same exercises because your wrists are just sensitive after you do it once. So something to keep an eye on with the Marcelo Meyer situation. How do we feel about the Bregman situation? I know there was a lot of commentary amongst the fans seeing him run, and I don't know what people think the solution is here, because I don't know if, like, let's just say worst case scenario, I don't think he has to go back on the injured list. He's clearly operating at 80% at best, but if you were to put him back on the injured list, I don't know that we have enough time to get back to 100%. So it's either 80% or nothing. Is that an extreme take?
No, that kind of feels like what it is. I just didn't know it was going to look like this necessarily. I feel like it's also just been a tough happenstance of, like, he's had a lot of specific hits that would have been hits if he was just going normal. If you ran this back 10 times, I don't know if it looks this obvious that he can't really move that much, because he's had a couple balls that almost go in the gap, and then he would have beat it out if he didn't have this situation. I mean, he already shows you what he can do at 80% or 70% or whatever the hell percent he is right now. That swing in Chicago completely changed, how we looked at that series and how this stretch after the All-Star break is gone. But with his glove, it doesn't seem to change much, which is great. But there's a couple balls there in this series where I'm like, I just want his regular legs back. I just want him to be the full version. And, when we put that montage out there and you see him back out on the field, your brain's telling you Breggy's back, but then your eyes, when you're looking at how he can't really move that much, tell you that he's not fully back. But yeah, the alternative doesn't really exist, so I don't really want to get too upset about it, but I don't blame any Red Sox fan that's looking at it thinking, this kind of sucks. I want the real guy back.
And it seems like, you got one more series where you're going to play by these rules, and that's kind of it. You know what I mean? And then he's going to be, as Cora described it, like let loose to go do his thing. And at that point, it's just like, what are the alternatives? And I think that's why the Marcelo Meyer thing's concerning, because when you start looking at the alternatives, they're not anything that excites anyone. And you're losing someone who's consistent defensively. And I think with Bregman, as we've seen, he's given you some at the plate. He hasn't fully locked in yet, but had a big swing against the Cubs. Defensively, he's doing his part at third base. It's not like we're seeing it there and it's like, he's not getting to balls he usually does. If it's sometimes, not scoring from first base, or like Steve said, beating out a grounder here and there, I'll prefer Alex Bregman to be in the lineup because the quality of bat and teams fear him. No matter what, teams are scared of him, and that impacts how you're pitched to, how teams go after you. He is a presence in that lineup, no matter what way you frame it. And this team needs it, especially with the way they're swinging it right now.
Jerry, do you get the impression that he's going to be willing to push it a little more in the coming weeks, or that it's going to be like this for a little while?
I think it's going to be like this for a little while longer. I got to talk to him at the All-Star game before he got out of there, before the actual All-Star game, but he was at media day. And, it's one of the things where it's like, yeah, I feel good, but I'm not going to go out there and put myself at risk for re-injuring myself. I think he's smart. Like, he's been through this before. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that we're going to see him at 100% for the rest of the way. I mean, no one's at 100%, but I'm talking about like the quad specifically. I don't think it's going to be as ginger. Like, is that? I don't think he's going to be as gingerly about it for the rest of the way. But it might be like this for a few more weeks, because I want to say the injury was 12 weeks. It was supposed to be 12 weeks on the shelf, and he came back in how many, T? 8 or 9?
5 weeks early. It was 12 weeks, and he came back in 7.
Yeah. So there you go. So it might be like this for like another month, maybe. I don't know. And I don't know that because he's playing on it, that it's going to be recovering at the same rate as if he had been on the shelf. So,
yeah. If anything, you trust him in this situation more than whoever the other guy on this team would be. Not just because he's been through it before, but he just seems like a smart baseball person that's not going to push it in a situation that he knows big picture wise he shouldn't be. I am curious what he's going to look like in September. If it's going to still be like this, or it'll look the same. Yeah.
No, he's going to, like, physically. He's gonna
physically, yeah. I don't think he just gets like a face tat at the deadline for some reason. Yeah, that would be a little bit odd. But
to me,
hopefully he can ramp up a little bit from what.
I think he will. I think he will. Yeah.
Like, I trust him to, in these spots here, right? Like the first, the third stuff. Right. Yeah, it's annoying in certain moments like that. I'm more worried that when push comes to shove and there's a moment where he needs to do it, that something's going to happen. That's what I'm most scared of more than easily. Anything. I can get over him not beating out some singles. You're watching it, you're balancing it. But if he gets to, August 15th and there's a moment where he needs to go first to home and it's the game on the line and he blows a tire, then you're in the spot where it's like, all right, well, we don't see him again this year.
Well, especially if the lineup's going like it's gone since the break, where he looks at it like we need this run more than we would in another situation. I am fearful of that happening. It'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
I do want to note that Marcelo Meyer's wrist injury is the same right wrist he hurt back in 2022. He also noted he can't compare it, said it's too long ago to go that far, but this is a right wrist that is barked before for him.
So it was a swing thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I was almost kind of hoping he just got hit in that awkward pickoff at third, but.
Yeah. See, that's not good.
No.
That's not good. Yeah. Just I mean, it's not something like the wrist is not something that you just wake up the next morning and it feels better. It's something that you have to actively be doing something to make it feel better. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't feel great about it. As in, like, not like it's not going to like miss the rest of the year. I don't feel great about him avoiding the injured list with this. Yeah.
So when this happened in 2022, he missed about a month between April and May with it.
That sounds right. Yeah. Like yeah. If it's a tendon thing, then a month probably is right in the range of, not doing a fucking thing either. Just brace up and keep that shit straight for a month, and then you'll hopefully be all right. But
month of going on dates, huh? Maybe find Mrs. Right in this month. You never know.
I mean, he's not. He ain't looking for no wifey right now.
TikTok, chicks.
Yeah.
The solution at second base, though. What are you gonna do against righties?
Christian Campbell, come on back.
Is that it? I don't think they'd go there right now. I don't. No. Is it Vaughn Grissom?
That's an interesting option.
Your defense is about to take a hit.
Yeah, but I mean, you're about to trade 2 outfielders, so you can't put Sedon in second and still have a full outfield. So
that is confirmed. Like, Duran and Wilyer are gone. Section 10 confirms.
Yeah.
Sogard or Hamilton.
God.
Like, that's where you're going.
Just put Romy there and then get O'Hearn. There we go. Bada boom.
Was that David Hamilton DM real? You guys see that?
All he said was "fuck you."
Oh, yeah. I don't blame him. I've seen that like meme format, I feel like, too many times where it's like the same "fuck you" response. I just can never tell if it's real or not.
Honestly, if you're a player now, I feel like this is a great time to clap back in the DMs because everything seems fake. Just be like, dude, I obviously didn't say that. So have at it.
Yeah, if you're going to players' DMs to shit on them, you're a loser and you'll be treated as such.
Agreed. Yeah, just don't do that for any reason. Don't be a bad person. You can be a better person if you have a dog, though. Having a dog has made me a better person. I know that. Like we did tied in the 8th, and Train went to bed, but I could hear Ace just going nuts in the crate, and it's because I created a monster. Because every night I hold him like a baby, and I rock him.
Oh.
I rock him like a baby, and then I put him in the crate. So I knew as he was screaming, he was like, "Where the fuck is my dad? My dad rocks me before he puts me to bed. I'm not going to sleep until my dad rocks me." So after tied in the 8th, I went downstairs, got him out of the crate, picked him up, rocked him like a baby, put him back in the crate, and he was like, that's better. And then he didn't, not a peep after that happened. So you got to take care of your dogs. You got to take care of your dogs because they take care of our hearts. So you have to take care of their diets. And that's when Dr. Dennis Black created Rough Greens to help with your dog's diet. With thousands of testimonials and 5-star reviews every month, Rough Greens is now the #1 all-natural dog supplement in America. They have helped millions of dogs, like mine, stay active and be healthy, and your pup could be next. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens, fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today, and all you got to do is cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use the promo code section10, that's 10, ruffgreens.com, promo code section10. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens. Was there anything else that stood out to you about this series that you wanted to discuss? I feel like we got into the starting pitching performances. I mean, I guess we didn't blow Christopher Sanchez, but that's not really our job to do that. He was outstanding.
I'd say the catcher's interference stuff was crazy. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, the catcher's interference. So I will say this. For the first time this year, I was wrong. I tweeted, yep, thank you. I tweeted that I was like, that's not catcher's interference. And I thought it was because he wasn't blocking the plate. I didn't know the fucking rule that if you go out past the plate that it's catcher's interference. And Carlos Narvaez didn't know the fucking rule.
No one knew the rule.
No one knew the rule. But because I tweeted, this isn't fucking catcher's interference, you had all these people that after it was explained on the broadcast and on Twitter and everyone had the chance to read, no one in real time knew the rule. But the number of
Cora argued it.
Yeah.
Right.
I was about to say.
Right. The manager of the Red Sox came out. The number of people that were like, dude, how do you not know that? You do not know ball. Stop embarrassing yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and no, I didn't know the fucking rule, but neither did you fucking idiot. Nobody
TBS and Nesson had no clue. They were trying to explain it 8 different ways, and nobody actually understood what happened.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, when you see a guy steal home, a pitcher steps off. No, in this moment, Fitz did complete the pitch. And yeah, Narvaez stepped out. We get it. You know, you're not allowed to do that. You got to stay behind the plate, and that's what it was.
Now we know. But we all found out at the same time. I don't know. I had a bad week on Twitter.
He was safe anyways.
But
I hate to tell you.
I mean, the rule's so stupid from the standpoint of I wish they could just apply it based on what they see. Marsh is in like the dugout. Like the point of that rule, I think, is to not interfere with the at-bat. He had given up on the at-bat the second that Bryce broke for home. So it's like, all right, if he like sacrifices the AB, I should be able to not have to act like a normal catcher here and maybe not put my foot to the right of the base. You're also not thinking that at all in the moment. That doesn't factor in the human reaction of, holy shit, the guy at third base is running at me right now. I better be ready for this moment. And above all, my position. Exactly. So you mentioned it, but it's like Bryce got screwed here because he timed it perfectly. He stole home perfectly. He had the perfect slide, and it's the ump going, oh, pointing down, it's catcher's interference. It just ruined the whole moment, honestly.
It's weird. If Narvaez had stayed back, I think he had a better chance to tag him, and I still think he probably ends up being safe. But like him, he almost went out of his way to not get an obstruction call because of the way he like comes around the plate and then he has to tag backwards. Whereas if he just catches the pitch and tags down, he may get him. And I know you can't think that way in real, like, I can't imagine being a catcher. You're worried about getting hit. That's why you like clear out Brandon Marsh so you don't get hit. Like, there's a lot going on there, right? No more pitching from the windup when someone's on third. That's my big takeaway.
Yes. And also from Cap's perspective, having to do the press conference the night before for the game ending on catcher's interference, which he really made you know or let you know that he thought that was intentional, that he swung and hit the glove. He then mixed it in with no excuses. But I don't blame Cap for in the moment thinking that. He probably watched back and saw the replay and he was like, he's not trying to hit my glove. But from Narvaez's standpoint, the last thing he's trying to do in game 2 is a catcher's interference. That's like all he wants to avoid. And so he does avoid the plate. I'm sure in his mind, and I'm sure Tex told him you can't step on the plate there, and he does avoid the plate, and the guy's still pointing at him saying catcher's interference. Yeah. So that I felt bad for him. It was crazy that he thought he tagged him and that he was out because he was just safe. But the whole play was, we all know what the play was. I'm not going to say it, but we know what that play was.
Easy.
I'm not saying it, but we know. Jared knows.
I don't care at all about leading the league in catcher's interference. Don't care one bit.
If it means you're going to be an elite framer, an elite defensive catcher, whatever, the rest of the time, keep doing it.
Yeah, don't care.
Unfortunate timing. You were losing that game either way, I hate to tell you. Like, whether it was going to happen in that moment or Sosa was going to make contact and the run was going to come in, Jordan Hicks showed you nothing that inning that he was going to escape.
Nothing. Like, I want to, like, I love the concept of Jordan Hicks.
Yes.
The actual Jordan Hicks so far, like, very meh. He's no Alcala, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Still one earned for Alcala.
But
yeah, the Jordan
folks.
Hicks experience, it's like, like to what Coley's saying, it's like, I like the idea of a guy that throws 104, but if you have no idea where it's going and you're not missing bats and you're not generating swing and miss and like the ball, like if you're throwing turbo sinkers, like you should be getting the ball hit on the ground more often than you have been. I don't know. It's not been fun so far.
He threw that ball a full foot behind a lefty.
Oh, pitch was awful.
That absolutely looked terrible. Like he was trying to hit somebody on purpose. That's how bad the pitch was.
Yeah.
Not even hit somebody on purpose, but like send a warning message throwing behind someone.
To everyone.
Yeah.
He definitely leads this team in pitches that, like, when the guy throws it, you just go, oh,
whoa.
You just like make like a noise just comes out of you. Woof, jeez.
Yeah. He leads the team in whoa.
Whoa, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to
slow
be
down,
that guy.
buddy.
Yeah, like if you were sitting behind home plate watching the at bat, like that's your reaction to a lot of Jordan Hicks pitches. Is, whoa,
hey,
whoa, shit.
He might get a Drinkwater flinch, and Drinkwater doesn't flinch for anything.
No,
probably.
Yeah, D Water. That's Jake's boy. Have you had any communication with Dennis Drinkwater this year, Jake?
Drink's been kind of hit or miss this year. I gotta catch him in the Ford clubhouse. I know he hangs out there in the 5th, so maybe an update sometime soon.
Okay. What, like, have you guys discussed doing like a full game together?
The first time I met him, I kind of explained to him that I was the guy who did the video. He's not very good at texting or social media or anything like that. So I was kind of trying to explain to him we should do this video. And I don't think he really understood what I was saying, but I think maybe in the next convo we make a little more progress.
So does he have, like, at this point, does he have grandchildren?
I think so, because the first time I met him, I took a selfie with him and tweeted it out, and then his granddaughter texted it to him, and I saw him later that game, and he was like, "How did this picture get on my phone? You took it." That's why I figured he probably doesn't know technology that well. But yeah, he's got some grandkids for sure.
Okay, so
are you my granddaughter?
Do you have the contact of the granddaughter to be able to go to her to facilitate something with Drinkwater? Since, like, it sounds like going directly to him is not going to be the play.
So I only have his phone number, but I think if I had his granddaughter's phone number, there'd be a much higher chance.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's work on that, because I feel like Jake with Dennis Drinkwater in the wild is something. It's got to be the most untapped market as far as content is concerned for the Boston area. So I would say we'd follow up on that. But yeah, it's after 1 a.m. If anyone's like, "Oh, they didn't do 3 hours," it's like, yeah, it's because we don't want to fucking die, dude. Like,
we also live stream for an hour tonight.
Yeah, we live stream for an hour. Yeah. Okay.
When I go to Stop and Shop, I can cross off everything that's on my list.
Tactical move incoming!
Stop and Shop. Look ahead. Stop and Shop.
Fuck yeah.
Look ahead.
Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and Shop, we look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and Shop, we look ahead.
Fuck yeah.
What's better than having to Stop and Shop, getting it done for all of you?
Shout out to Big Poppy, man. Stop and Shop, always getting it done. Stop and Shop Look Ahead is brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop right now. You can get 10 cents off your tangerines when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop. Yeah, it's an off day. Happy off day. I think as far as the Red Sox not playing a game, that's a thing. But I don't want to break any news here, but I'm making a special guest appearance on a Red Sox podcast today. That'll be fun. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing a little pesky report appearance.
Ooh,
yeah. Jordan Leandry, a little Hunter Knoll.
Jordy.
I get to cook with Hunter Knoll on an off day. Pretty pumped about that.
Matt Crory.
Yeah, they got a nice little lineup over there. The Doyers are in town on Friday. Don't you dare cross that picket line if you see it. Brian Bayo versus Emmett Sheehan. The premier matchup is on Saturday. This game will be on Fox. It's a 7:15 start. It's Garrett Crochet versus Clayton Kershaw. A couple of Hall of Fame lefties going toe-to-toe only on Fox. And then in the finale, it's a 1:35 start day game. Walker Buehler versus Dustin May, the guy that I wanted in the Mookie Betts trade. Didn't happen. Doesn't matter. Don't want to talk about it. I don't know. Is the fact that Mookie's not playing well this season, do you think that that'll quell the Mookie Betts trade discussions this weekend?
No, he's not going to be here for Friday. Did you see that?
What is that?
He's not.
Why?
Here, hold on. I was reading it during the game, and then Romy homered, and I got distracted.
Does he have to poop?
Dave Roberts said there's a chance Mookie will not be with the team on Friday in Boston for personal reasons. There might be some things going on that he might not be around, that he's got to deal with personally. Everything is okay with him, but yeah, we'll see.
Interesting.
I don't know what that means, but
I don't know either.
To answer the question, though, Jared, yes. If he's hitting like 320 and has 1,000 OPS, the tone is different around Boston, for sure.
Brian Bayo, by the way, I got that from Chris Hatfield when he's when he finishes listening to someone else's take on the Sox Prospects podcast. He'll always go,
He's hammering throughout the episode.
It
kills me.
Like that's how he consumes someone else's take, and then he puts the period on their sentence. Yeah. Shout out to the Sox prospect, guys. Brian Bayo, 6-4. Shout him out. 3.23 ERA, a 1.27 WHIP, and a 6.8 strikeouts per nine. Bayo is currently allowing his lowest average OBP slug OPS in a season. That's correct. All four of them. Also his lowest BABIP and hard hit rate to boot. Much like Lucas Giolito, his first inning was rough, allowing 2 solo home runs. However, he bounced back, going 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts the rest of the way. This was only Bayo's second start this year, allowing multiple home runs. Bayo only has 1 start all year, allowing more than 3 earned runs. That's incredible. He has completed 6 innings in every start since the beginning of June as well. He had the one game where it started in the 3rd inning. He pitched 5 innings. His sinker was his biggest flaw last year and early this year, but since June, it's been awesome. And part of the reason why his season is flipping around. The Red Sox are 9-8 when he pitches this year. They are 3-1 in the month of July. He's going up against Emmett Sheehan. 1-1 with a 4.41 ERA, a 1.35 WHIP, and an 8.8 strikeouts per nine. He's a BC guy with 4 games, 3 of them starts, 16 and a third innings thrown this year, 17 hits, 8 earned runs, 5 walks. That's not great. 16 strikeouts and 0 home runs. That's very good. 5 of his 8 earned runs came in his last outing against the Brewers, who are one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. The righty throws hard, 96 mile an hour 4-seam, but gives up a 296 average, 444 slug. His slider also has not been good, 348 average, 522 slug. Changeup, nasty, 083 average, 167 slug. Dodgers are 2-2 when he pitches. Game 2, Garrett Crochet, 11-4, a 2.19 ERA, a 106 WHIP, and an 11 strikeouts per nine. Not only is Crochet generally filthy, he is averaging a career best 48.4% ground ball rate, 4% better than his career average. He's also having his second best fly ball season, 23.7%. More ground balls and less fly balls is good. Crochet had a so-so start against the Reds to end July. Since then, 3 starts, 20 innings, 20 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 21 punchouts. He was trying to give hitters a chance early in the year, only using a sweeper 7% of the time in April. He's now using it 22% in July, and it has a 120 average, 148 slug, 36% whiff rate on the season. The Red Sox are 14-7 when he pitches. They're 7-1 since the start of June. Their only loss being an outing that he went 7 shutout innings. So there you go. Clayton Kershaw, 4-1 at 3.27 ERA. Shout out to Kersh. Still doing it. 125 whip, 6.1 strikeouts per nine. His 11 starts ranks as the 3rd most on the Dodgers this season. They only have 3 guys in double digits, Kershaw, Yamamoto, and Dustin May. Doesn't throw a lot of pitches anymore. He's only eclipsed 100 once this year and 90 one other time. Strikeouts are also way down. Career worst, 6.1 strikeouts per nine. He has 8 total in 3 starts and 16 and a third innings in July. Still got it though. Only allowed more than 2 earned runs 3 times, and once was his season debut. The Dodgers are 7-4 when he starts, 6-2 since June. In the finale, Walker Buehler, 6-6, the former Dodger. 5.72 ERA, a 152 whip, and a 7.1 strikeouts per nine. From May 13th through June 19th, that's 6 starts. Buehler has a 10.38 ERA and an 8.48 FIP. That was basically his rock bottom. He has since responded with 3 straight quality starts in July. A 3 ERA, which Steve mentioned earlier. It's a 4.31 FIP. Would be nice to have this guy the rest of the way. Part of his recent success has been limiting free passes, not walking guys. He only has 7 starts this year with 1 or fewer walks. 2 have come in his last 3 starts, and 1 of his 2 starts with 0 walks was in that span as well. Hilarious that his 4-seam gives up a 368 average and 842 in July. It's an improvement. The biggest change in July has been his knuckle curve. He pretty much abandoned it in June, throwing it a season low 7%. and it was his 6th pitch. In July, it's his number 2 pitch, throwing it 21% of the time. Hitters just a 167 average. The Red Sox are 9-8 when he pitches and are 2-1 in July. Dustin May, 6-6 with a 4.73 ERA, a 136 WHIP, and an 8.4 strikeouts per 9. Yeah, the injuries have really done a number on this guy because he is electric when he's healthy. The two-seamer is disgusting. His sinker once sat at 98 miles an hour across 2 seasons. He used it nearly 45% of the time. It's now his number 2 pitch and sits at 94.6 miles per hour. It's also very hittable, 294 batting average, 601 slug. What he gave up in velocity, he gained in durability. His 99 innings are a career high and essentially the equivalent of his past 4 seasons combined. Over his past 2 starts, he's gone 9 1/3, 10 hits, 7 earned, 2 bombs, 7 walks, 8 Ks. The funny thing is, in one of these starts, he did not allow a run. The Dodgers are 10-8 when he starts games. So that's Brian Bayo versus Emmett Sheehan, Garrett Crochet versus Clayton Kershaw, and Walker Buehler versus Dustin May.
When I look ahead, it's a wind up dead. If you don't listen to what Steve says, even then you might still wind up dead. Caught in a tornado, get smoked by your neighbor's shed. When I look ahead, when I look ahead, Billy's gummy bears. With your mouth.
Weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
You chew them with your mouth.
You chew them with your damn mouth. The defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers head to Fenway Park for their one trip there this year, beginning on Friday. Game 1, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 84 degrees, mostly cloudy, a 13% chance of rain, 11-mile-an-hour winds blowing out to the monster. Game 2 is Saturday. That is going to be a game to be at. It is 7:15 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 74 degrees, mostly sunny, 0.1% chance of rain, 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing towards the old pesky pole. Game 3, series finale, Sunday, 1:35 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 78 degrees, mostly cloudy. This is the highest percentage chance of rain. It's 24% chance on Sunday. 14-mile-an-hour winds blowing towards the pesky pole. So you're going to want to hold on to that pesky pole because it could be crazy at Fenway on Sunday. So yeah, highest chance of rain is in the finale there. Chance of thunderstorms later. Hopefully those are late in the night and do not impact the afternoon game.
It says they're starting.
Hopefully they can get that one in. No rain. We shall see. But that is your weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. You chew them with your mouth.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Doppler radar, and it's saying thunderstorms, potential chaotic tornadoes, 1:35.
It says chaotic tornadoes coming through, as opposed to the
none
calm
of those
ones.
calm ones. Yeah,
yeah. Very chill tornado is going to be fine. Tornado. They'll play through it. No problem.
Yeah. Chaotic tornadoes at 1:35 p.
I'm seeing 5:35 p. You're seeing 1:35. I'm seeing after the game.
1:35. Yeah, the Doppler.
Okay, my Doppler's telling me different. Granted, we have 4 days until this happens, so it might change on the dot.
Yeah, it's gonna change. It sounds like.
Yeah.
If you want to go to these games, you have the option. You got to download the Game Time app. Is what you got to do.
Game Time have the option. That'd be crazy.
My god, that would be crazy. Yeah, that'd be insane. The Game Time app makes it getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch. They have killer last minute deals, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. It's super easy to use. You just use them for the Zach Bryan tickets this past weekend. Basically, I got robbed by the Uber driver. It was a great deal for Game Time, but I pulled out my Uber app, and it was like a $56 ride back to the hotel. But then this sketchy van pulled up, and he was like, taxi. And we were like, yeah, because the Uber was going to take 20 minutes to get back to the hotel. And we got in. He's like $135 with a transaction fee, which ended up making it $150. And I was like, honestly, just get me home. And yeah, says $150. But that was an example of getting a bad deal. On the Game Time app, you get great deals, last minute deals. Save up to 60% off buying tickets for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Save even more when you choose a section and you let Game Time choose the seats for you. You can know your total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy your tickets. The lowest price guarantee. Your Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Okay. Final thoughts, McMahon?
Nope.
Prediction? Prediction time.
That's why I said no.
I get the Red Sox getting swept in this one.
Okay.
Yep. Not going to win a game. Getting swept by the Dodgers. McMahon?
I mean, they're going to get blown out in the first two games and then win Sunday.
Okay. T?
I think I'll go 2 out of 3, and I'll take the last two games. Looks like Emmett Sheehan. I know the 4.41 ERA is there, but it's a 2.85 FIP. You look at the Baseball Savant page, there's a lot of red on that too, even though he doesn't qualify. 3.66 expected ERA. But beyond that, Clayton Kershaw versus Crochet. Kershaw feels like the kind of arm the Red Sox should tee off on. 3rd in OPS in all of baseball against lefties. Only thing is they have that in common with the Dodgers as well. They both are tied with a 7.66 OPS against lefties. Give me the advantage of Garrett Crochet at this point in time. And then Walker Buehler versus Dustin May. Some people may say Buehler, 3 good starts in a row. Are you really expecting a 4th? Dustin May doesn't wow me at all at this point in time. He just throws hard. And I think for Buehler, he gets up for these kind of games. I think going up against the Dodgers will kind of bring something out of him. I think we should get another solid start out of him. So give me 2 out of 3, and I'll take the last 2.
Okay, you can have it. Jake?
I've had this one circled as a sweep since the schedule dropped. I'm going to stick with that.
Okay. I like where your head's at. Steven?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier in the program, Dodgers 4-11 in their last 15. I know Jerry had called this out, but they did have a walk-off by Freddie Freeman in the finale, so they'll probably be feeling good about themselves for their cross-country flight. 23rd in the majors, though, in team ERA, and on the verge of setting a MLB record for most pitchers used in a season ever, which is pretty crazy considering the amount of arms they had at the start of this year. One of the biggest starts.
It's also funny that Kike's on that list.
No, I know. Just having popsicles. One of the bigger starts, I think, in Brian Bayo's career on Friday. I don't think that's overdoing it by any means. 2.81 ERA for Bayo since the start of June. He has just been really good. Bayo boys stand up. Red Sox as a team hitting 190 since the break. That blows. Let's score some runs. In these 2 series, they didn't have a lead to start any of these games. They trailed 3-0, 6-0, 1-0, 2-0, 4-0, 5-0. If I'm not mistaken, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Whoa, that's a little crazy. Wait, that's a little crazy.
What?
That's a little crazy. I'm just realizing that now. They trailed 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, and 6-0 in all 6 games. Those were the runs they trailed by separately, and that's kind of crazy. Doesn't that blow your mind a little bit?
I still don't understand what you're saying.
I'm phrasing it terribly.
6 games.
Yeah, they've played 6 games, and their deficit to start those games was 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. That's a little bit nuts, but
because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you mean?
Yeah, basically that. I know it's late. Anyway, I'll just wrap this by saying Sox win 2 out of 3. I really think Bayo has a big one on Friday, and then Crochet does Crochet stuff on Saturday.
Okay, 2 out of 3 then. All right. T, do you have a final thought?
Yeah, very quick. Shout out the Garcia family. A lot of people, we talk about Justinson Garcia all the time. Had a 2-homer game the other night and continues to just light up AAA, hitting 300, 379, 553, 932 OPS, 11 homers at AAA since getting promoted, and 195 plate appearances. But Johan Fran Garcia, who is a catcher, bigger guy, has kind of dropped in the prospect rankings this year. He was a top 20 guy coming into the year, blew out his knee last year and missed a lot of time. Just got up to Greenville over the last couple weeks after building back up down in the FCL. Had an awesome awesome walk-off home run, absolutely electric off the apartment buildings down in Greenville. And he's been okay at, Greenville so far, not absolutely tearing it up, but cool to see those brothers have a big night where each of them are going deep, one with a walk-off, the other with a 2-homer game. But hopefully Johan Frund can start to pick it up. And for those who don't know, his nickname that he's been giving is the username since his brother's the password. So more fun nicknames we can go with.
I like that. Coley, final thoughts?
No.
Steven, final thoughts?
Yeah, kind of random, but this dude, Ben, posed a question on Twitter to us that was, who would be your Mount Rushmore of Sox player interviews? And Ben, I'll just answer that here. Nomar, Dennis Eckersley, Manny Ramirez, and Carl Everett. Yeah,
Like
I really said Carl
haven't
Everett to get your reaction. Yeah, guys we haven't gotten, that are alive.
Okay.
I said Everett because I feel like that would be a really good interview, and I've never seen him interviewed in this type of a style.
Yeah. Nomar is number one. Clemens. Does Manny? I interviewed Manny technically for MLB Network, but it wasn't like the conversation, like the full length conversation that I would want to have like in a podcast setting. So I guess I would put Manny on there too.
Eck would be really good on here.
Eck would be great too. I don't know if it's in the same tier, but yeah, I'm sure you'd have some interesting stuff to say. Napoli.
Nap.
Yeah, Nap.
Billy.
Tito.
Millsley. Elsley.
Pokey Reese.
D-Lo would probably have some good stories.
Pap hasn't been on here, has he?
No, we asked him before he did like the Red Sox fan event, and he was like, gotta come down to Fenway Fan Fest if you want to hear what I gotta say. And I was like, all right, dude.
Sure. Sounds good, brother.
Yeah, we didn't go. But yeah, Pap's got to come on at some point. Who the fuck else was I just thinking of?
Koji.
I don't know that he speaks English.
So
Troy O'Leary, obviously. Rich Garces.
Oil Can Boyd.
Oh, fucking Tech has been like 10 years in the making.
I know.
I think it would be great now because we've been able to like act, like when I first started campaigning for this 10 years ago, it had only been like I had met him like here and there. But now, I mean, he'll FaceTime me and give me relationship advice. Like now the relationship is so strong that I think the interview would be great. I think you would see like the Veritech that I think you would get to see. It would blow your mind. You'd be like, I did not know that this is who he is. Like that's just like I think the vibe that you would get from that interview. So I'm waiting. But yeah, that's a pretty good list. That's a pretty good list. Jake's takes.
Chaotic tornadoes all day on Sunday. Just everyone keep your head on a swivel.
I'd love a weather guy to just be like, we got some calm tornadoes coming through and nothing to worry about.
Mind your business.
Go about your day as you would have before.
Yeah, the chaotic tornadoes, they're no joke, dude. So stay inside on Sunday. Stay safe and, just be on the lookout. My final thought, pretty sure we know when Section 10 night's going to be at Fenway Park this year. Yeah, Section 10 night 2 at Fenway Park. I would say 99% we know what the date is. If you're planning on coming, then we'll have the date soon, but let's just say it's in mid-September.
We won't technically.
We can't announce it yet, but just so that you know that you have time to prepare and all that, mid-September. So that'll be fun. All right, it's 1:35 in the morning. Time to go to bed so we can get up and fucking do another podcast in the morning. It'll be great. Excited. Enjoy your off day. Dodgers in town this weekend. Should be a fun one. If you're at Fenway, Steve, are you going to be there on Friday, Jake?
Hell yeah.
I'll be there.
Jake will be there. Steve will be there. I'll only be there
Mikey.
for like an hour and a half. Mikey, shout out Mikey. He'll be there as well. Don't even need to ask T. He doesn't go to the games.
I have to work.
We'll see you there. Doop, doop, doop.
Buenas noches, amigos.